Sports Star, your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The NBA draft is just a little over 36 hours away, and the Spurs are not playing around with the number 2 pick, as any team attempting to move up and take it is going to have to offer a ridiculous haul, according to one executive to Yahoo Sports, Kevin O'Connor. In college sports, the Pac-12 has agreed to a long-term TV deal with CBS and the CBS Sports Networks. The deal includes both football and basketball title game broadcasts, and according to recent reports, the Texas State Bobcats are a heavy favorite to join the league. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Welcome into the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm your old pal, AJ. And right here to my left, look at you. All in blue.
Yeah.
The one and only Mr. Rob Thompson. Good
All
morning,
in blue.
Robert.
All in blue.
Looking good, man.
Good morning.
Looking
To
good.
all.
Victor Brown on the other side of the glass, Slick Vic.
Morning.
Some of you may know him as Slick Vic.
Yeah. That was me.
He's been throwing tree stumps and weights around the last couple of days.
I know,
Yeah,
he's like
right.
All he
limping
does
around
is-
like a broken down
Well,
old man.
Yesterday, amongst all of us, it was not a pretty scene. Between you limping around, me beat up,
We were all the before picture.
Diamond Jim playing too much golf. It was a bunch of old cracking men.
Well, and me forgetting my my laptop at
and
home.
you forgetting your stuff. It was a.
It was
and
a
then
Monday.
this morning,
It was a Monday.
and this morning we're stumbling around in our building, and we're accustomed to being alone.
Mhm.
I mean, it's an empty building. It's like we're Tom Cruise and running around with our pants off, sliding around on the floor. Our suit is here early in the morning.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah. Well, is our suit or
Well, the suit.
another
And
suit? Okay.
He's a suit.
Yeah.
One of the. Well, he's
He's
a.
one of them,
He's
yeah.
a big time suit.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not-
Yeah.
and just kind of sitting in his office.
I think he's gone already.
He was doing something, but it was rather surprising.
Well,
I thought Jimmy called in.
Actually, that's
Right? That's what I thought.
well,
News rats.
yeah, I was a little surprised to see that. It's not what you expect to see when you're in.
well, everybody's. Whenever you see your boss when you're not supposed to is never.
No.
Never a good thing.
It ruined the parking lot ritual.
Yeah, there's. I mean, you're just like, well, we got to act normal now. Let's go hide in our studio and act like we're at work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's
And
nobody
what are
here.
you doing here?
Yeah. And what are you
And
doing?
what are you doing here?
And of course, I'm like all excited. I've been setting records for how fast I can get to work, and then today, somehow 281 is shut down at 16:04.
Oh,
It's-
everything shut down. I guess the weather was good last night.
What?
I think they've been dealing with. I think there have been some rain delays, so that I think they were picking up the cones where I was. So it was just about done by 5, and that's 10 at 16:04.
But why is 281 shut down? I
Because
guess they're
that's
working
part
on
of
the
plan.
overpass.
No, it's just how we do things.
Well, I had to get on 16:04 and then go down to the turnaround. And once you get on 16:04, then it is a mess.
Yeah, it's forever. And you had to go west.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. And there's only, there's you have to go all the way down to Stone Oak Parkway and turn around, and then you ride the exit. It was a giant pain in the ass. And I can't set a record doing that.
No. See, what's going to happen? The natural progress here will be you not timing yourself, and then you're going to be, to the minute or real close.
Mhm.
And then you'll start, because of the construction, you'll need to start using one of your mapping services, whatever it is, and then you can start racing that to give you something to shoot for every morning.
Maybe so. I've been making good time, and then today
It's ridiculously fast. Let's be real here. You're making good, far better time than I thought
Yeah,
you would have.
today is it slowed me down, and who needs that? But
I saw a cop this morning, which is a rare thing that
I never see that.
I was doing. I peg it at about 75 in the morning because I'm alone.
Yeah.
And I think that's shift change for the cops because I never see a cop ever.
No.
And this morning I'm clipping at about 75, and the cop came right up beside me.
Didn't bother you at all?
Oh, there was a rather slowly applied brake, but yeah, I brought it back to about 70. He kept going, but he got up right beside me. I couldn't see in his truck. It was a canine unit. It wasn't a traffic cop, but he let me know that he saw that I was probably going a little bit too fast for that morning.
Could have sicked his dog on you.
It was just he and I on the road, literally. There was nobody else. So I slowed down, and he sped on.
I would also imagine at 4 a.m., if I were a cop, I'm not really trying to pull people over.
I'm trying to get home. And I do think that.
Yeah, because it equals paperwork, and then they got to stay late.
And I think there's an understanding. I mean, the traffic is very fast in the morning. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going about 10 miles faster than on average you do any other time of the year or time of the day. And most of the people are on their way to work, and kind of overslept. The ones that have to get to work at 5. 4:45, you better be in the right lane because in the far left, they're doing 85.
Yep. Just let those guys get.
Yeah, let them go, man. We're all running late for work. There's nobody headed to breakfast. They're just trying to get to work.
Big deal. Come on, police.
We're talking to you. Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Just trying to get to work.
Leave us be.
And don't turn on your blinkers in the rain.
Your flashers.
Stop it. Don't turn on your flashers.
Don't need that.
No, that's stupid. Your hazards need to stay off until you're actually pulling over.
Don't need that. All right. We got plenty to discuss today. There's been another trade in the association.
And there are ramifications of that apply all the way to here.
Do they?
I think so.
Okay. Well, we'll discuss that. There is there's something going on, and we don't talk a lot of Major League Baseball, but we also don't often get a guy who's up to now, 32 home runs?
Talking about the Big Dumper?
The Big Dumper.
What?
It's the best nickname in sports, baby.
He's on my fantasy team.
Not since Nick Foles have you had a name more appropriate.
He's on my seventh place fantasy team. But Cal Raleigh is bombing it. Hit another one last night, so maybe worth discussing. He's on pace to only Barry Bonds right now has been on a better pace at this point in the season.
Well, the comparisons go back to 98 when we had Sosa. Was Griffey involved in this too?
It was Sosa, McGuire, and who was the third? I think Griffey was in it for a little bit, but then he faded off.
And coming into the home run derby, we've never had 3 dudes with this many home runs since that year. So pretty ridiculous. And I'll be honest with you, I'd heard the name, hadn't heard Big Dumper, but I appreciate this dude that's playing up in the Great Northwest that no one's talking about.
Well, he's hitting 278. Last year, he hit 220. The year before that, 232. The home runs aren't anything new. He hit 30 2 years ago, 34 last year, but now 32 before the All-Star break, and his batting average is up 50, 60 points.
In a contract year, was he recently injured?
I don't think so.
I mean, you're recently injured, met some kind of juice was applied to rehab and renew, and suddenly the baseball player comes back from that injury bigger, better, stronger than ever before.
And what's wild
Slight
about it is
issues and back acne, but
what's wild about it is guy's also one of the better defensive catchers in baseball too. Pretty rare combination going there with
some pudge action.
Cal Raleigh. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. And it's football season now. I don't care what anybody says. We're going to find a way to talk football basically every day. There's some stuff going on in Dallas with the Mavericks. There's quotes now from Tyrese Halliburton, post-injury quotes. So we'll talk about that. And, of course, tomorrow, the NBA draft. Tomorrow evening.
Let the rumors swirl and the trades begin.
Yeah, it seems like the Spurs are being talked about, but it sounds like nothing's going to happen.
This sounds like they're doing this absolutely correctly.
I think so too.
They're willing to listen, but it's going to take
a
offer.
If you come with a Godfather offer, we'll talk about it, but you better come correct. And what I read was it's the kind of offer, what they're looking for is the kind of offer that would be unprecedented. Mm-hmm. So good on them. Yeah. Good on them for knowing what they got and holding pat.
And deadlines make deals. There might be something out there that they're looking to get done that might not be absolutely earth-smashing, but huge for us.
Yeah.
Maybe
there's a world where they can re-sign Mamu.
There's a lot of worlds. where you could read.
Earth-shattering.
There's a lot of earth-shattering worlds.
Earth-shattering.
What's that Ultra Universe from the Marvel?
What do they call it?
The what ifs,
multiverse.
the multiverse, and there's a lot of multiverses where Mamu can be had. A lot of them. I think that could happen. I think we could get this done.
If that happens, I mean, look out.
I'm going to need some free lunch coupons. I'm going to need some gift cards. But I think give me a couple gift cards and a good parking spot. I think I can land them.
All I will say is look out, because if that happens, you're all in big trouble. Well, remember, that's the other thing. What the Spurs had to give up some guys like Sidi Sissoko and Trey Jones to get De'Aaron Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the Spurs can get those guys back on draft day.
It's possible, and I think if they really want them, they could go get them.
Maybe so.
If you really want
You
them.
never know.
Mm-hmm.
You never, ever know. We've also got some giveaways as well. Plenty to do today. It's going to be a fun one, even though it's
Last night was the most
Tuesday.
depressing night of television.
I didn't even try to watch TV.
It was so sad.
I went out to dinner, and then from said dinner, it was a delicious dinner. The last couple times, I keep having these really good meals, and then I'm violently ill the next morning. I'm overindulging, I believe.
Well, it's a sign of age.
I had a Cubano burger. Like what?
So, let me guess. It had pickles. Was it smashed?
No, it was a nice thick patty,
Uh huh.
Did it have a lot of peppers?
pulled pork,
Yeah.
dill pickle slices, spears,
Okay.
red onions.
So like a Cuban sandwich with a nice thick patty on it.
Yes,
But on a bun?
on a bun.
Okay, and not smashed.
No.
Okay.
And some what was I forget what kind of cheese it was.
Provolone.
No,
it's gonna have that.
Swiss. It was Swiss.
Oh,
Oh, and
It'll
it
have a
had
bite to it.
ham.
Yeah, that's it.
So it was basically a Cuban sandwich
with
on top of a burger
Yeah.
and like a mustard aioli. Like, very good.
Mhm.
I ate it. I was so stuffed.
What time did you do this?
Like 6:30. We also, for an appetizer, we had poutine fries
Ooh.
and
What was on it?
gravy and
The
brown
squeaks?
gravy and
The cheese squeaks?
the cheese curds.
Yeah.
And then we had these I forget what they call them, but they're like jalapeno fritters. And so all this stuff was super good. I drank a couple beers. Great meal. And then I go home and I'm ready to go to bed. I go to sleep. And about midnight I wake up and it's like
No.
and then
Well,
I get here to work.
Again?
No.
No.
And guess what? On top of it, I couldn't even use the side bathroom over here.
Oh, there's no water.
well, did you get the email about, I don't know what time it
Yeah,
popped through.
I
We
saw
were
that
long
this morning.
gone.
I literally just saw it right now.
No water. All restrooms and water fountains are currently out of order. You want to talk about a bunch of panic jocks?
Yeah.
You come walking
Yeah.
out of your studio.
can't
You got
hide in
5
there
minutes
now.
to make a decision.
So now I had to
And there's not nearly enough trees, if you know what I mean.
I had to go over here and use the
Yeah, the public one.
the
I guess.
scumbag bathroom where the news rats use. It was gross. What's grosser now?
Oh,
you know,
I was going to say,
I didn't help it, but
You made it worse.
yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, exactly. So that's been the start of my. Yeah, and Rob
all
thinks it's
hail
because
the
I'm
big
getting
dumper.
old.
Oh, and I guarantee you it is. That's one of the first signs. You got a time when you eat out. Like, if I eat this late, man, it's just going to be a long night.
Yeah. I've already.
It creeps up on you. It creeps up on you. But
At what age did you feel like, okay, I'm an old person now?
I don't think anybody does. It just creeps up on you.
Yeah, it does. He's right. Yeah.
It just you start making decisions like that. Whereas 20 years ago, you go, "What are
Yeah.
you talking about? Let's go get a huge meal at 11. I'll be fine."
No, it starts when you hit half a century old. That's when
it might be
starts.
right about 50. I think so. I
Yeah.
think that there's
and you start to realize it more, and then there's more things that you're like, hey, I can't handle this
Or-
anymore.
you,
Or
you get to the point where
Yeah.
you used to talk about the old war wounds, the injuries, and all that, and then the ramifications, the long-term ramifications of those interesting stories that happened to you when you were young and rebounded. Now you're paying the price. Now they're like, that thing that you hurt back 30 years ago, we're gonna have to rip that whole bit out and replace it, all of it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
That's run out of steam.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
So the check engine light is forever on now. It's just for
Oh,
another
yeah.
good. You
It's
just
never
gotta
gonna
mind.
turn off.
Yeah, you treat the symptoms and carry on.
Just change the oil.
You start
and-
eating earlier and you go, you know what? My stomach doesn't really like all those cheese curds.
Yeah.
All that cheese tends to
I don't
clog
want to
up
be
the
that.
system.
I don't want to
can't-
be that kind of person.
You don't want to. No one wants to. And slowly you just stop eating that at that hour. Or you just decide, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm going to eat this.
Past 7. We were
I'm
just
going to eat
talking
this
about
pizza. I don't care how much cheese is on it. I'm going to pay the price.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, I'm not paying
Yeah, well.
the price.
Onward and upward.
You still drink beer though all the time, right?
As much as I possibly can.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
a good thing. Probably
But
also
beer's
doesn't-
not alcohol. It's beer.
Well, no, that's the problem. Is the beer I drink is like
Yeah, you drink. Yeah. No, I don't drink
high
that.
viscosity.
No. You drink motor oil.
Yeah,
no.
that's probably not helpful.
Literally,
either.
I was over at AJ's house,
It's beer
and he
liquor.
busted out this bottle of, I don't know, chocolate syrup. And when you drink it, it's a delicious. It really is. It was
it a
like a
mead?
chocolatey beer. It was really
Really?
good. But when you're done, if you hold your glass up to the light, there's a film that is left on it. That's
Oh, yeah.
that's
Oh, that's what. Okay.
that's
okay.
the essence of that
It's
brew.
the legs
But
of
the-
the beer.
You
The
just
legs.
it's like you can't do that with an ultra. When you finish the ultra and you hold it up to the light,
It's
there's nothing
clear.
there. It's all evaporated. It's all gone.
Yeah, but not that one.
That's because Ultra doesn't get you drunk.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. It's not alcohol. It's beer.
Yeah.
It's the Landman.
It's
That's-
light beer.
and I appreciate
Yeah, there's
the.
more alcohol in orange juice.
Oh, but no, I have reached an age that anything more than about 6 or 7, and that with sun, it takes me 36 hours to recover.
Well, what I notice is the kind of beer I drink, like if I'm by the pool or like I'll drink like Lone Star Light.
Yeah,
or,
that's-
Oh
like,
yeah.
Poolside beer.
You can't get drunk on
No,
that.
no. But there's
I probably can.
but there's a cycle of adding alcohol where there was water over a period of time that while you don't get drunk, you do get the ramifications like you were drunk. You know, you get the same kind of hangover
Oh,
whether
yeah.
you were drunk
Okay.
or not.
All
So
right.
you don't even get the bang for the buck.
Yeah.
And then you combine that with sun, and suddenly it takes me 36 hours before I'm back. Like, man, this sucks.
A day and a half later, my
Seriously.
hangover's gone.
And that's with the IV.
Ugh.
Oh wow.
No.
I was gonna say, man.
An emergency room trip.
I
It's-
know. Do they have those
Jeez.
IVs here, like in Vegas?
Oh yeah, they have.
I'm
them.
sure they do.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do. They're all over Vegas, though. Yeah. People use them.
I've done it.
I see those people like at bachelorette parties piled
Yeah.
into those little
And
huts.
let me
You've
tell
done
you,
it.
man.
Does it work?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, it works. Why do you think football players take those IVs at halftime? It works.
Wow.
And it's like filling up the tank, man. You can kind of feel it coming. Like, you know what? My legs feel great.
When I was fighting, that was after you make weight,
Yeah.
throw on an IV. I think they've now actually made that illegal, which I don't really understand why. It's just fluids, but it is a game changer. Getting those, it's the quickest way to. I'd be drinking coconut water and then while I'm getting my IV, drinking my Pedialyte, all that junk.
It's like Popeye eating the spinach.
That's
They're
it.
just-
Now
Trying to get right.
Those stupid oxygen bars, you can keep that.
I don't believe in that.
I don't need to breathe your.
I got
mint
regular
flavored-
oxygen.
I'd rather breathe the smoke. I think there's more calories in that.
Well, there are.
Kind of get a little bit of substance to it.
Like, it's almost like
Metamucil for oxygen.
eating a sandwich while you
A
breathe.
little bit of little substance to it. I don't want clear mint flavored air. I don't need that.
No. All right, let's hit a break. We'll try and stay moderately on clock today,
It's not possible.
but we do have a couple giveaways. We'll do that later on in the show as well. It is the Morning Huddle right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are getting reports of an 18-wheeler accident far east side of town. It is causing delays. I-10 westbound. Santa Clara on over to Trainer Hale. We've got the roadway reduced to just one left lane, 17-minute delay. The off-ramp is blocked as well. 35 southbound, Olympia Parkway on down to 1604 through the Selma area. That is road work. It's got the roadway reduced to one lane, 15-minute travel time as you stop and go from Weederstein. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Mom, it's like the 80s in here. It's so hot.
It's totally in the 80s. Our AC is bogus.
Call Right Home Services.
At Right Home Services, we love the 80s, just not on your thermostat. Don't get stuck with a bogus AC. The right AC services, the right team, and the right price. 210-444.
The right stuff.
Now we can chill, Mom.
Imagine owning coastal land with ocean views and world-class fishing just off Matagorda Bay. Well, dream no more. This Saturday, mark your calendars for a pre-4th of July one-day coastal land sale at Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. We're unveiling incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1+ acre bay access from $49.9, waterfront properties starting at $99.9, or with a barn dominium from just $169.9. Wow! This gated community boasts a waterfront resort-style pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch with paved roads and underground utilities. It's all happening this Saturday. 1+ acre bay access from $49.9. Waterfront properties from $99.9 with barn dominium for only $169.9. Call now for your private tour at 210-853-0389. Excellent financing is available. Don't wait another minute. Call 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Freedom starts with land, and land like this won't last long.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows. Binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on warm weather vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take a shot with 5-Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5heshot.com for full details and rules to enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Yeah, baby.
K-Tel's Anthem Rock.
Yeah.
Christopher is he's a hater of Dylan Harper. Says BetMGM has Cooper Flagg as the favorite, followed by Ace, then Trey Johnson. That tells me everything I need to know as far as Rookie of the Year. Something important to remember about Rookie of the Year is you also have to consider where said player is expected to end up. No one expects Dylan Harper to be an instant starter even here, I don't think. Guys like Cooper Flagg will start day one because the Mavericks are in a position where they will need him to start day one.
Yeah, but, also, remember Malcolm Brogdon?
Yeah.
He was
lots of Rookie of the Years that don't end up being good.
So,
but we'll see, man. I'm riding high on the hog right now. My wife is excited. I think my sports card collecting is finally going to pay off, Rob.
Don't count your chickens.
I'm not going to count my chickens.
Morning, I know.
No, count the eggs.
Yeah, just.
But as I was going through, my office is literally stacked with boxes of cards and.
All from the 80s or what?
Cards, beer, and whiskey is what my office is made up of right now.
Nice.
But yeah, a bunch of cards from the 80s, 90s, some back from the 70s that my dad had before. But like, all the stuff that I got when my dad passed that we collected when I was a kid and he'd been keeping, and then it all had to go somewhere. So it's my house.
Right.
But I found a binder. And what I used to do, I used to try to collect the whole set of things. And I was telling Rob, I grew up in a small town called Sweeney, Texas, in Brazoria County, where they had like a gas station that also had a bar inside and like a pool table.
Around here we call them ice houses.
Yeah. And they let my parents run a tab. So I would go in and like my mom would be pumping gas, and she'd say, go put $15 in gas and get a couple tall boys of Bud Light and some Marlboro Lights, and put it on our tab. So I'd go in and I'd get them, and then I would also grab a few packs of baseball cards, because if it's on the tab, it's basically free,
Free to me.
Yeah, so I'd get some baseball cards, football cards, basketball cards, whatever. Well, turns out one of and it might be the only one I've found, the only basketball set that I collected was 1986 Fleer Ultra, which is, I guess it ended up being like a really big-time collector's set, because it's got Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon's rookie cards in them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I've got the full set.
You have Olajuwon too?
I do. And I went and I looked on the interwebs at what this thing could be worth.
Mm-hmm.
And now, mine are all in really good shape. I don't think they're in like Gym Mint 10 shape, because you gotta they've got to be. I think to grade these things perfect, you got to get pretty lucky, because even if you take one out of the pack and then hide it away in a safe forever,
and then send it
still might be off center or whatever. And I noticed that some of the cards in that set are pretty off centered.
Mm-hmm.
But my Jordan, perfectly centered, perfect corners. I think there's a little discoloration on the back that will probably not let it be a 10.
9.5?
But the last 10 sold for $200,000. So I don't want to tell you that I'm not going to be here next week, but I might not be here next week. There's a good possibility. Yeah, depending on how these cards grade out, I'm gonna be out of here. But people are selling these cards that look like they went through a washing machine, and they're getting $2,500 for them. I was like, damn, I might be onto something here.
We're talking 40-year-old card here, man.
I know.
Is it this one?
That's the one.
Yep.
That's the one, Bubba.
Wow.
Yep.
The PSA 10 Gem Mint.
Oh, you want it?
Jordan
You want to
half a stick.
That's like a holy grail.
You want to buy it?
You take
a post-dated check.
Yeah, I'll give you $20 a week.
I'll buy it.
Yeah, I'll give you $20. $20 a week and use of the Lone Star card, and then we'll hook it up.
You take EBT?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna haul it over on the west side, over to the card shop, old Boomtown, and drop it off with them. See if I can get it graded, and see if I've got if I still have to work anymore. Because if I make $200,000, I'm retiring.
Yeah, that should do it.
That's really all I really need.
That's really, you have to live off the grid.
I really need.
Stay alive.
God, that sounds great, doesn't it? Living off the grid.
Oh yeah, I don't need running water.
Big, yeah.
I don't
Overrated.
I don't need a cell phone.
I'll gladly carry bear spray with me wherever I go.
That's right. My brother-in-law does it. He's fine.
I never minded a few ticks on the ball sack. That never bothered me. I'll be fine with that.
Well, we'll see. I'm crossing fingers. We'll see what they say about it. I don't really know. This is the first card I've come across that is like
it's the Holy Grail, man. Everybody, all of us, you see a story like that, and I promise you, there's 50 dudes right now going, I'm gonna go home
and check.
You know what? Because I think I got that card.
You got to check, man.
Every card I got.
85, you said? 83?
It's 86, 87 Fleer.
Okay.
And I have the full set. There's 140 cards. And at the end of the set, there's stickers. There's 11 stickers. And I got all of those stickers, too. Wow. Unfortunately.
How much would the set be worth?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Because they're probably all in equal shape, except for the natural
centering
variances like you were talking about. But you can't control that.
No. And unfortunately, my Jordan sticker, there's a sticker in the back of the set that's Michael Jordan. That one sells for $25K when it's Gym Mint, or $40K, something like that. But mine has it's got the little outline where the gum stick was. I was like, damn it. At the time, I appreciated that gum, but now, it's really screwing me over.
The whole set here, they have one here, standard $10,000 for the whole set. Is that right?
It can't be. Then the Jordan one must not have been worth much.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a washing machine set.
Yeah.
Oh.
What is that called? What, a Washington machine set? What's that?
Where it looks like it's been through the washing machine.
Oh, like all my cards.
Yeah, or like you put them in. Put them in your bike spokes.
Yeah, we did. We used to play a game with them where you'd shoot cards. I don't remember what we called it.
Nah, we just
And
put them on the bike.
you'd go take everybody's cards, but yeah, there were so many of them. You put them in your bikes.
Were you playing Pokemon?
Well, that is probably, if there was such a thing in my past, it would be Pokemon, because we had a million of those cards.
Yeah.
A million. And
My older
they're in
son
shoe
had a bunch.
boxes someplace in the house right now. So if there is anything even remotely like what you're talking about, it would have to be that or Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well,
we had lots of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Young AJ had a little touch of the I don't know if it would be considered autism or what, but I was very all my cards went OCD. All my cards went into a binder, all in order. If I didn't have the card yet, I left the hole open.
Oh yeah,
like
the space.
Yeah. So I took good care of my cards when I was a little kid. So they're all in pretty good shape. And like I said, the fact that I found this set is like, I didn't even remember that I had this set. It's been in my dad's attic for a million years or whatever.
It's only been 40 years.
Right.
And an unopened box, 36 packs.
Yep. But it's got like I've got my name. I made my name with like a label printer and put it on the binder.
Okay.
It's 1986 Fleer, AJ Hoffman,
Opie Taylor.
Ah, yes.
Mayberry.
I said one day this will make me very, very wealthy. Very wealthy. And maybe today's that day.
You know
We'll
what?
see.
You should go back and invest that $200K, $500K in Sweeney, Texas. I think you should go revitalize the town.
Well, if
go buy the ice house, and maybe you can help some kid later on.
If they're still selling 49-cent packs of Fleer
Well, see,
Ultra, maybe I will.
You'll have to do that.
You got any of those 49-cent packs left?
You're going to have to go buy a DeLorean and go back in time, but you can do that.
I'll say.
It's funny, even the print quality looks mid-'80s. That's a very 80s logo label.
Oh, yeah. Now, Nosmarba, who I actually know from the card shop, says that's a big upcharge. I'm not sure what he means as a big upcharge. And then Pete says there's a card shop on 1604 near Calabria. The owner has refused to return very expensive cards to their owner after grading. He's either in jail currently or was fined. Oh.
Don't go there.
Don't go there.
That place.
Can't you just send it directly to PSA or something?
I don't know. I mean, I've sent cards through this little shop a couple times, and they've sent them back.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, obviously this is like a different level of card, I think. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do.
It is a world of which I do not travel.
I know. But I also want that. I want to get that money, you know, so that way I don't have to work here anymore. I don't know. Vic, you want to trade your car, your house? What do you got?
Let's see. I got. My dad gave me his truck. It's at his house. I have my car.
I got a lawnmower.
I got. I have 3 lawnmowers.
I have an electric lawnmower. No thanks.
Yeah, I have a backpack blower. I have 2 weed eaters.
Do you have any of the extra batteries that come with those lawnmowers?
Yes.
Okay.
I have 4 Milwaukee M18s.
Will that fit my Ryobi?
No, I have 2 Ryobi batteries. Yeah, I have.
Ooh, okay.
The
Now we're talking.
Yeah, they're 8 ohm, not the 4.
All right, now we're talking.
Ryobi's blue, right?
No, it's green.
Green.
Yeah, greenish yellow.
So I have blue. I have blue and red. That's all I know.
Oh, you're very wealthy.
Am I?
I don't know.
I don't think so. That's the reason I have 2 colors.
I think you just went to a different store than I did.
Both blue or red.
I don't know the difference. All right, let's hit a break. We'll be right back. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are getting reports of an 18-wheeler accident far east side of town. It is causing delays. I-10 westbound, Santa Clara on over to Trainer Hale. We've got the roadway reduced to just 1 left lane, 17-minute delay. The off-ramp is blocked as well. 35 southbound, Olympia Parkway on down to 1604 through the Selma area. That is road work. It's got the roadway reduced to 1 lane, 15-minute travel time as you stop and go from Weiderstein. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the International Hot Rod Association.
The International Hot Rod Association Outlaw
Nitro Series
is back. 5 events, 4 locations.
One explosive season.
Funny cars, promos. You are in the stands. Get your tickets now at IHRA.com. That's IHRA.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Guys, starting TRT has never been easier. Other places charge hundreds of dollars just for the test, but visit any Synergenics or Low T center and get the consultation and test totally free. Treatment is personalized to you, and most major insurance is accepted. With the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment, you're in control of your health. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. Offer limited. Book now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses, personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
At Natural Bridge Caverns, the passage of time and moving water have carved out a massive underground creation. Hidden Wonders, our newest cave tour. Watch thousands of lights reveal otherworldly sculptures in a massive canyon with a sound and light show finale. Or visit the largest of our 2 caverns with a discovery tour, winding through majestic rooms with incredible formations. Above ground, top off your adventure with a zip along the sky rails on our towering ropes course. Choose your adventure at naturalbridgecaverns.com.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Listen up, San Antonio. At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can get college credit for the stripes you've earned. Turn your military rank into college credit to save time and money on an online degree. Eligible enlisted service members and previously enlisted veterans may receive up to 12 credits for select undergraduate courses based on their rank, and up to 90 credits in total for prior learning, military experience, and training. Classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu/SATX.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we are going underground inside a cavern.
We will be live at Natural Bridge Caverns with the latest on draft rumors involving the Spurs.
And it's almost Circa time, and that means we get to visit with Mike Palm from Circa.
Yeah, we'll have a big announcement about our August Circa trip.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a decent Tuesday.
So far.
Hope the roads aren't shut down. Give it to him, baby girl.
I hate this.
What?
I love this song.
I hate this.
This is
D.I.
you too.
This. See, the thing is, it's not so much this, but anybody who's heard this will be walking down the hall doing that, and you're like, shut up. You sound like you're. See, no.
I'll do it later.
See, the earworm.
Yeah.
It's the aftertaste that gets you.
Kind of an underreported story, I guess, over the weekend, and we didn't talk about it yesterday. It was a big day yesterday, with the not to pat myself on the back, but the better team won, obviously, in the NBA. No big deal. Never in doubt. But over the weekend, John Jones announced his retirement from the UFC.
Has he retired before?
No. Well,
the first one never takes.
He's gone away for a while before, and people have been like, "When are you going to fight? When are you going to fight again?" And he's like, "I don't know. When I feel like it."
The first one never takes.
Well, there's been like a holdup because the guy, they want him to fight this Tom Aspinall, who's this young freaking stud, and everybody thinks that John Jones is ducking him, even though John Jones has literally beat everybody in the world that he's fought, and even the guy that the one loss on his record, they counted it as a loss because he beat him up too badly. Well, he retired. He decided, and now of course everyone's going to say, well, he's ducking this guy. That's okay. But the same day he retired, the Albuquerque Police Department charged him. His lawyer, Christopher Dodd, says, I am stunned by the Albuquerque PD's decision to charge him in this case. In the thousands of cases I've handled in my career, I've never seen a case as strange and unwarranted as this one. John was not driving that night. He wasn't in the car. It appears that an intoxicated woman used a false allegation against John to avoid being arrested for DWI, and the police fell for it. Based on the criminal complaint, it looks like they went so far as to seek a warrant for John's cell phone records while conducting a misdemeanor traffic investigation. I have never heard of such a thing. It is truly unbelievable that the police would waste this amount of time and resources on such a case. The only thing I can think of is the police were targeting John for improper purposes. We will get to the bottom of it and make sure this baseless case is dismissed.
All right.
Now
That's one side of it.
He's accused of. Now this isn't the first time he's been accused of hitting someone with his car and leaving the scene. But apparently that's what he's accused of once again.
Well, now he's going to have to come back and fight to pay his legal bill.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, it is kind of a wild weekend for John Jones.
Well, I have a feeling one did have something to do with the other.
Perhaps. Oh, yeah. I don't know. John has lots of.
He's had run-ins with the Albuquerque cops before. I mean, they know where he lives.
John has lots of demons. Let's just put it that way.
They know each other.
John likes to drink. John likes the powder. John just happens to also be really, really good at violence.
So
that's sometimes a very dangerous combination.
Not sometimes. Most of the time.
Almost always.
So let's go with that. But also, I know that these announced retirements, normally guys like this are forced into it.
Yeah.
They're told you're retired.
Well, I mean, he got offered a massive amount of money for this fight, but he is, I think, very, and maybe rightfully so, concerned about his legacy.
Oh, yeah.
Most people, myself included, think he is the best MMA fighter of all time. Now, not the best guy who's fought MMA. Well, I would say he's probably one of the worst people.
Well, given the sport and what it took to get here in its infancy.
Yeah. But, I mean, he also comes from he's got two brothers who made it in the NFL. But were a very high-level NFL players.
This is a sport in its infancy.
Yes.
I mean, it is just beginning, and it came out of bar rooms and spectacles. So to rise out of that, you had to be a certain type of guy. Now, it is a violent sport, but it can also be a scientific sport, it's becoming that. But at first it wasn't. It was my Shaolin style versus your whatever style.
Yes. That's what I wanted to do.
My monkey style.
I wanted to be a sumo wrestler and fight a karate warrior.
I saw enough at the Aztec Theater. I spent
good old
Saturday
days.
afternoons there.
Frank says he doesn't want to have a chance of getting knocked out like most fighters at the end of his career. Maybe, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, he fought last year. I don't know.
We have no idea.
He's not that old.
He's from parts unknown. We don't know his age.
Yeah, it's a mystery.
He is 37.
Okay.
He fought last year, and I mean, his fight lasted maybe 90 seconds. He just smoked the dude. That was the heavyweight champion of the world that he smoked in 90 seconds. Jeez. So, I mean, this is
he's one tough dude.
I don't know that he's scared of anybody, but the money wasn't right, I guess, and maybe the legal thing. And Dana White said they had basically agreed to having the title fight, and then John Jones changed his mind and decided he's just going to retire.
Yeah, sounds like a money thing.
Yeah, probably.
It's always a money thing.
I'm cynical. I just know fighters in general. What makes them great is what's going to keep them there. Very few of these guys can hang it up because it's just not in their DNA. I hate to describe it that way, but pit bulls are pit bulls.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, you get tired, but they're still pit bulls.
Mm-hmm. Well, Daniel Cormier, who John Jones fought and smashed twice, his immediate reaction was that John Jones quit and was saying he was basically quitting and ducking. But then Daniel Cormier said, my immediate reaction was, if John Jones doesn't fight this guy, he's a quitter. I thought you always give the next guy the opportunity. He decided not to do that. I've softened over the last couple of days because of everything you start to look at overall in terms of John's career. I did give him his flowers in this regard. He spanned 3 generations. He went through that first generation, went through our generation, then he actually beat, the next generation, who recently Cyril Gahn. He said, him and I have a whole history of ups and downs, but when you look at him overall, it was greatness from the moment he walked into the octagon. How many people can have that level of greatness for that amount of time? Which is true. There's literally a video where Daniel Cormier and John Jones, in the lead up to one of their fights, are talking about what would happen, if they got in a fight in the streets. And he said, I would literally kill you. He said, oh, you would literally kill me. Like I would be dead.
Yeah.
If it was me, yes, you would be dead.
Yes.
Yes.
I would literally
and it wouldn't
kill
even
you.
be that hard.
Would literally kill you.
I might break a sweat.
They'll figure it. I think they'll still figure out a way to make
I'd
this
even
fight.
muscle my shirt up.
I think there's too much money involved. I think they'll find a way to make it happen.
I guarantee you.
All right, let's take a break. We'll wrap up hour number 1 on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life in your RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning? RV wins! Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast? RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
Mom, it's like the 80s in here. It's so hot.
It's totally in the 80s. Our AC is bogus.
Call Right Home Services.
At Right Home Services, we love the 80s, just not on your thermostat. Don't get stuck with a bogus AC. The right AC services, the right team, and the right price. 210-444.
The right stuff. Now we can chill, Mom.
At Natural Bridge Caverns, the passage of time and moving water have carved out a massive underground creation. Hidden Wonders, our newest cave tour. Watch thousands of lights reveal otherworldly sculptures in a massive canyon with a sound and light show finale. Or visit the largest of our 2 caverns with a discovery tour, winding through majestic rooms with incredible formations. Above ground, top off your adventure with a zip along the sky rails on our towering ropes course. Choose your adventure at naturalbridgecaverns.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
La la. La la la. La la la. Nope.
La la.
I don't remember
Anybody
who sings
who
this song.
says 80s music sucks and likes this.
Don't know if I'll make it, but watch how good I'll fake it.
La,
It's
la,
all
la.
right tonight. Woke up with a strange tattoo. Who sings this song?
Hot Shell Ray?
What? What's this? Who?
Hot Chelly Ray.
Yeah.
La la la. La la la.
It's stuck in your head now.
La la la. Tonight, there's a party on the rooftop, top of the world. Tonight, and
All
we're
right.
dancing on the edge of the Hollywood sign. What year was this song from?
Oh, I don't know. That's a.
I'm gonna go 2012.
All right.
Whoa. Whoa.
Dude, that is so bad.
It is bad. I don't know that this guy ever had another song anyway.
No, I think this was it.
It is pretty bad.
This is the backside.
2011.
This is the music they're
almost.
dancing to in the Wegovy commercials.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is I'm
Some
gonna
big-
be skinny soon.
I want to be skinny. I'm the before picture.
Look at me. 6 months from now.
Oh.
God.
Yeah, baby. All right.
We're awake. We're awake now.
Frank says somebody won $5 million off a $100 scratcher.
I saw that in
from
Bernie. Some millionaire already. He's gonna,
man.
Yeah, just getting richer up there in Bernie.
Can't even. Frank said he can't even win his $10 back. That's because you're.
Hey, we got a winner in our midst
That's
right
right.
here. I'm the only one, so you won. You might be sitting on a gold mine. I got a hammer toe and I got
the horns up.
man. I'm due. I'm due.
Toe.
I'm giving horns up.
He's
on
got
my
a
right toe.
hook 'em foot.
You guys out there winning money? I'm due.
E. Huey says, AJ, they'll be great at the Dallas Card Show in Allen. You can check out their site for exact location of the show. That's in Allen, though. I don't want to go all the way to Allen.
If I was
There's some
told
that come here.
there's $200,000 at the end of this rainbow, I think I'd be in Allen, Texas.
No, I think I can do it here.
You can do everything.
They do card shops around. It's card shops, card shows around here sometimes.
I don't know.
I don't know, or at least in like Austin or even Houston. I just don't want to go to Dallas, quite frankly.
I wouldn't let that thing out of my hands.
Suck it, Dallas.
I wouldn't give it to anybody.
No, well,
I wouldn't let them send it.
Then how do you get it?
I'd go to the card show, and then I would hand
They're not going to grade it on site.
Well, no, but I'd be the one that put it in the FedEx. I'd be the one that got the insurance for whatever in case it never comes back.
There was one this past weekend.
See? Well, I hadn't found the card yet, so it doesn't
this
matter.
dude, there's people that will take your card and go, bankrupt.
Yeah.
Sue me if you can find me.
Well, now you guys are telling me all these bad side effects.
I don't know. You're talking about something that's more than just a piece of cardboard with a picture on it now. This is a tangible asset. It's a bearer bond.
Well,
yeah, see, look, let's see. This one was June 21st.
Well, yeah, but you're telling me that it's June 24th. That one does me no good, Vic.
I know. I'm just telling you.
Find one in Austin, maybe. Okay.
Do you have to wear a mask?
At the Shrine Auditorium on the 28th.
Oh, that's right by my old apartment.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's this weekend.
But
Find that card, baby.
But are they grading on site? That's the question.
Oh, probably not. But you could probably get rid of it before it's graded.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Is that guy going to be there?
I don't know. I'm not selling him my card.
It's kind of cool though.
There you have it. James Spence authentication.
Yeah. See, I'd look for all the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, there are a bunch of those. There are a bunch of Star Wars nerds at those things too.
What about the girls in the cosplay
Booger
stuff?
eaters.
Oh yeah, and the cosplay.
The girls
no,
in the,
there's
in the
never
anime
there's never any
costumes.
girls. It's only dudes, and they'll like. There's some dudes who.
I would when I was driving boats, we would host those anime shows down on the river, and you'd have people walking the river that are dressed in Japanese anime.
Oh yeah,
standing
yeah.
next to Amish. The Amish that were down on the river, intermingling. That's what makes San Antonio great.
Yeah.
Frank, if you think Pecan Lodge in Dallas is the best barbecue in Texas,
What's that?
the world it needs to be open to you, friend.
Never been there.
That is criminal. Morning Huddle 94.1.
This is the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
What up, Mario Lopez here? And you know, I love me a throwback like the Staples Easy button. It's back and bringing more easy than ever. Custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Plus, next day delivery to over 98% of the U.S. Yeah, Staples, that was easy.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Are you an annoying coworker? Sending emails when everyone else is sleeping? Do they ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have knowledgeable sleep experts that can help you find a better bed, like a Tempur-Pedic. It has technology to keep you cool at night, meaning anyone, even people like you, can sleep. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Looking for a place with character, cold drinks, and real Texas charm? Pull up a chair at the Lion and Rose in the Dominion. This local favorite, run by the Tharp family, serves up Southern hospitality, military pride, and seriously good food. Happy hour daily from 3 till 7 p.m. with $2.50 drafts, select wine, wells, and mimosas. Plus, tasty bites from just $5. Big screens, bold flavors, and a patio made for post-game hangs. Now open at 23330 West I-10. The Lion and Rose.
There's a a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District knows that life moves fast, and the last thing you want is to miss out due to an illness. Vaccines are safe and help your immune system fight off serious disease that can stop or change your plans. They protect you, the people you love, and can prevent you from getting sick. Let's get vaccinated, because when it comes to your health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. For more information, visit sa.gov/health.
Have you been thinking about starting TRT? The time is now. You can visit any Synergenics or Low T center and get your consultation and test free. Don't let Low T slow you down this summer. Get the energy you need at Low T Center and Synergenics. Offer limited. Book now at fixmylowt.com.
Are you an annoying coworker? Sending emails when everyone else is sleeping? Do they ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have knowledgeable sleep experts that can help you find a better bed, like a Tempur-Pedic. It has technology to keep you cool at night, meaning anyone, even people like you, can sleep. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. On the far east side of town on I-10 westbound, Santa Clara over to Trainer Hale. It's an 18-wheeler rollover accident. It's got the roadway reduced to one lane, so start moving over to your left lane. That's all that's open right now. Stop and go from Linney Road, so about a 22-minute delay. That off-ramp is blocked as well. 35 southbound through the Selma area. That's road work. Olympia Parkway on down to 1604. It's got the roadway reduced to one lane, causing a 25-minute delay. Stop and go from Weiderstein. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The NBA draft is just a little over 36 hours away, and the Spurs are not playing around with the number 2 pick, as any team attempting to move up and take it is going to have to offer a ridiculous haul, according to one executive to Yahoo Sports, Kevin O'Connor. In college sports, the Pac-12 has agreed to a long-term TV deal with CBS and the CBS Sports Networks. The deal includes both football and basketball title game broadcasts, and according to recent reports, the Texas State Bobcats are a heavy favorite to join the league. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right, here we go. I'm seeing, looks like August 23rd and 24th in Houston.
Okay.
The H-Town Cards and Collectibles Show. Attention collectors of sports cards, memorabilia, Pokemon cards. What's TCG?
You're asking me?
I don't know. I'm asking Vic. He's got kids who are into this kind of stuff. Funko Pops and more. They will have it's a 2-day thing, and they will have authorized dealer card grading drop-off, PSA and Beckett. Okay.
There it is. So Houston bound.
But now I might have to drive my card to all the way to Houston. Is that safe?
TCG Cards Pokemon Center official site. I guess it's some kind of Pokemon derivative.
Huh. All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know what TCG is, what it would stand for.
It says TCG/Pokemon Center official site.
I think they go together, but I don't think they're the same. I wonder if it's like Magic the Gathering.
Oh, that's awful.
I bet your kid plays that. Bet one of your nerdy-ass Star Wars kids plays that game.
What is that, like Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah. Like a nerd game.
Post Malone bought a Magic the Gathering card for like $100,000 or something.
What a dope. Oh, Hector says trading card games. So
that is Magic the Gathering.
TCG. So yeah, like Magic the Gathering, a trading card game. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Well, maybe I'll do that. I don't know.
To me, man.
Yeah. It's I'm gonna go to the card shop today and see what they suggest. And I'll take it from there. Now Frank says go to Blood Brothers Barbecue if I go to Houston. His favorite barbecue in Houston. Blood Brothers is awesome. Much better than Pecan Lodge in Dallas. Pecan Lodge, ugh. That was one of the, it's like in the bougie,
like Highland Park.
The old, what's the old downtown area called?
Deep Ellum.
Deep Ellum, yeah, and it's very mid barbecue, but that's what all the rich old white people like to eat. My favorite place in Dallas is a place called Cadillac.
So I'd like it.
You would like it, yeah. But guys
I'm
who
not
are
rich, but I want to act like
guys like me and Vic, who are of the people, para la gente,
Yep.
we would eat at Cadillac barbecue.
Well, you could go get me some Cadillac.
I mean, yeah, if you
deliver it,
yeah, if you sent us in our Uber Eats cars,
bring it,
and yeah, we'd deliver it to your house.
drop it at my front door. Leave quickly, please.
And maybe you'll add a tip.
maybe if I see you speed away quickly, I will tip you appropriately.
Oh, man. All right. The big trade in the NBA, Drew Holiday to the Portland Trailblazers.
This is just the beginning of the dismantling of the Boston Celtics.
For Anthony Simons and two second-round draft picks. It's okay. You help me explain what you think is going on here.
The payroll's outrageous. They've maxed out. They realize that what they put together to win a title is done. Horford's going to be a free agent. He's done. Drew Holiday has just enough value to get you an Anthony Simons. So you sold him at his peak. This is all you were going to get, and they got rid of him at the right time. And I still think Jaylen Brown's on the market. He might not be gone this year, but he will eventually be.
Holiday is still owed $72 million through 2028.
If I'm Portland and I think, what's my next move? My next move is now to add a vet that understands what it takes to win to this group of kids. They've got a lot of young talent. So this is Portland's next step. It's a contract that today doesn't look beautiful, but in a couple years when it's finally done, it's going to be a movable deal. But this is more about Boston realizing that this tandem, this trio, this group ain't going to do it again.
From January 19th onward, the Blazers had a 23-18 record and ranked third in the league in defensive rating.
Yeah,
according to ESPN research.
So they go get a defensive dude that understands locker room value, been there, done that, won a title.
Well, remember,
Drew
Holiday was like the centerpiece that they got back, or that they remember they got for Dame Lillard.
Yeah.
So they had Drew Holiday
a long time ago.
And then they sent him away. Now they're getting him back, older and richer.
Well, I mean, it seems like whether he had been there or not, this is a team that needs that. That second half of the season, keep in mind, Scoot Henderson came along. He played so well that Simons is now expendable. So you turn Simons into some experience and a contract that in 2 years when you're ready to move it is going to be imminently movable for a guy that is renowned as one of the best team dudes in all of basketball. It's a good move for both sides.
Yeah, Portland, they traded him to Boston 2 years ago for Malcolm Brogdon, Robert Williams III, and a 2024 first-rounder, a 2029 first-rounder. The original package for Lillard included Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Toumani Camara, a first-round pick, and 2 first-round pick swaps.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what this does is it saves Boston $40 million in luxury tax payments next year.
Yeah, and so I don't think Jaylen Brown survives this either.
Wouldn't shock me if he doesn't.
I mean, I don't think it probably won't happen this year because next year they'll be going into it without Tatum. But when things come together, I think Brown's imminent to depart as well, and probably is ready to go too.
Yeah, I mean, the Blazers it's an interesting partnership with the Celtics to take like.
Well, the Spurs did the same thing with Sean Elliott with Detroit. Sent him up there. A couple years later, he came back. I mean, sometimes you guys come home.
Yeah, but it just feels weird more in the sense of Portland is the team taking on money here.
Well,
and the Celtics are getting an expiring contract. You'd think it'd be the other way around.
Well, both of them, they're in going different directions. Boston's on the other side of the mountain. I think this year was they knew this was it. I mean, we can't afford to stay who we are, so we got one last run in us. And unfortunately, our best player blew his Achilles, and we're going to miss him next year. So that might have stalled what would have initially been a complete retooling. So at least they still have one of their All-NBA dudes next year, but I can't imagine both of them playing together again, at least for any extended period of time.
Yeah, Simons is, like I said, an expiring contract. He's a solid rotation player, can be for Boston.
And he might be actually better than we think. He's never really had a whole lot of talent around him. So
That's true.
He might be above and beyond. And one thing I know about Boston, at least the remnants of Ainge, and certainly Brad Stevens is one of the better minds in the game. He doesn't make moves. I mean, he went and got Derek White. We knew what he had, but nobody else in the league did.
So now it looks like the starting lineup for Portland could be, I guess, some combo of Drew Holiday, Shadon Sharp, and Scoot Henderson. And then Kamara.
Your big boy.
Klingon and I guess Chris Murray or Jabari Walker.
They're a long way away.
Or maybe DeAndre Ayton, I don't know.
They're a long way away.
It does feel that way, but I guess they're putting some good young pieces together. If Henderson, Sharp, and Klingon, that's their hope, is that those three guys end up being kind of similar to what the young core in Houston is. If those guys develop on that rate, then maybe they've got something special.
You just mentioned why. The copycat league, the front-end defense, that's what they do.
Well, and also remember when Houston had all those young guys, what they do? They went out and traded for Fred VanVleet.
Mm-hmm.
And I say it all the time. You need an adult in the room.
And Drew's coming home. He knows what it takes to win. So yeah, good move.
Yeah, maybe it's not as confusing as it is, or confounding as it is at first glance.
What it did to me when I saw the move, when we, just a couple of days prior, you're hearing Jaylen Brown rumors and Spurs opportunity. Right. Well, that to me tells me that there is indeed fire behind this smoke. That Boston is indeed redoing and retooling like we thought they might be. And Drew Holiday's an easy move. He's a guy that's offers a lot of stuff that Boston no longer requires because he's of an age that no longer can matter to them in the long run. So it fits, and it tells me Jaylen Brown certainly is gettable.
Yeah.
At some point, maybe not this year, because somebody got to have a reason to go to the games. Celtic fans still needs to have something to cheer for, but at some point, when those two are fully healthy, and Boston has acquired all these picks, which apparently they're starting to stockpile, it'll be time for that contract to go.
Wow. If you're hitting reset, you might as well do it all the way.
My sense is they probably would if they got the right offer. It just feels like if you're going to move Drew Holiday, then you're telling me that next season you're not. And Horford's not going to be back either, and Porzingis is fragile to say the least. You're just telling me that this is all done. So I think that it's a signal to the rest of the league that if you're chasing Jaylen Brown, there's still an opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know I also don't know if you're after you see what Kevin Durant goes for, if anybody's rushing to trade away or like. Although I guess Kevin Durant is still
for nothing. That was a good
Kevin Durant's
deal.
old.
Yeah. But the Kevin Durant did nothing to slow the market. I think that it's kind of like a house on your block went for exact asking price. You're like, well, they didn't have to drop, but they probably could ask for more.
But I'm saying if you're Boston, do you want to move him right now when it doesn't seem like it's necessarily a seller's market?
I think they're like the Spurs. We know what we've got, but if you want to make the move, we're certainly willing to answer the call.
Yeah. We'll see, man. Boston is one of the. I'm not taking them seriously as a contender next year. As soon as Tatum got hurt, I said, well, that's the end of that. But Boston is usually not a franchise that is willing to go away.
No, I think that they spent so much time in purgatory that they've tried to change it. And again, you don't have to be that good in the East to be competitive. I mean, they don't have to bring everything to make sure they're in the playoffs. But they saw the salary cap ramifications that were around the corner. And they knew that we are reaching our max of what this iteration of the Celtics is going to be. I think that they hope to be able to keep those two together. I'd do everything I could, but I think at the end of the day, those two are going to be ready to play a part, and especially Jaylen Brown would like to have his own team.
Frank says Horford retired.
Yeah, he's done.
So, no, I don't think that's true.
If he hadn't retired, he's a free agent. So, yeah. The thought process is he's done. So he's not coming back. Holiday's not coming back. And they did a pretty decent job of getting Derek White in. And Pritchard is a good guy. They've still got talent on this team, and they could still shoot better than any other team in basketball. But this iteration is done.
Yeah. Well, here's what I will say. I trust Brad Stevens to do the smart basketball things. So anytime I'm like, why would they do this? Well, who knows more about basketball, me or Brad Stevens? The answer is always
Anthony
Brad
Simons is a legitimate guard. I'm not sure he's a Celtic. He might not ever play for him, but he's a guy that has value, whether he's on your team or not. He's proven that.
Well, and that's where I think by bringing in Simons, you save that $40 million to get off that tax apron, but also you bring in a player who you're not losing much,
yeah,
if
he can
anything.
help, and he fits their model, man. Shoot it, I would.
But I think maybe more likely would be Porzingis getting traded. I would expect more likely than Jaylen Brown.
But we're talking about different tiers. I mean, Jalen's the car in the showroom. Porzingis is part of the offer. There might be somebody out there looking for a fragile 3-point shooter and temporary shot blocker, but the market for Porzingis is way down.
Yeah, but I think I got to just trust what Brad Stevens is doing. He's guy knows he's a smart guy.
I mean, they got a title. I mean, this is the fruits of the labor and also the price.
Yep. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the Tyrese Halliburton, the latest on his situation. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country, it all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATS.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle. based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
That's better than that No Way Out, or what the hell was the name of it? The Lonely Ones, or what the hell was their name?
All Time Low?
All Time Low. Wasn't very good.
Dude.
I'd rather have a little rock, a little something, that's got some...
That was All Time Low, you idiot.
Oh, it was?
No, I'm kidding. But you wouldn't have had any idea.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
You know the words to that too.
No, I don't. All I know is all these songs do this.
I don't know what bucket you're pulling from today, but it went from la la to rah rah.
Yeah.
Oh,
basically an instrumental.
Hey. God, hip hop died a painful death in recent years.
Yeah, it died in.
It is rough.
The last of it was what, early '90s?
There's some guys. I mean,
with Eminem.
God bless, like Kendrick Lamar and some of these guys that are still decent,
right.
But there's some bad stuff out there. Some bad stuff out there. Here we go. Obviously they confirmed the Achilles tear for Tyrese Halliburton.
You could see it.
Yeah, we kind of knew. Yeah. I mean, I still think maybe there's some bit of faking. But
throwing dirt on a grave, man.
Wow.
Well, maybe show up in the biggest games, Bubba.
You won 3 with a last-second jump shot. Unprecedented, man.
I mean, how many do you have to win,
Show up
though?
in big games. He did it more than anybody ever has. More than anybody ever has. Well, no, more than anybody ever has. Nobody's ever done this before.
Yeah, because nobody else was needed to come back from 22 points three times.
There you go. It's the what. But what about? No, he did it. Now you're right. He was playing above his pay grade. Let's not give him too much, but I'm not gonna throw dirt on his grave, man.
Well,
poor dude.
I'm gonna ask you if you believe him when he says this. I'm curious. Here's his quote after, confirming the Achilles tear. I do it again and again after that to fight for this city and fight for my brothers, for the chance to do something special. Do you believe him?
Yeah. And we talked about it. Would you let your kid go play if they said, you got a 50, or not 50, if you got a 10% chance, 5% chance of blowing your Achilles if you go play tonight, but it's Game 7 of the NBA Finals. You go play. And I know this is recent he hasn't begun rehab. Now let's talk to him in October when every day sucks. But, I think back to Grant Hill back in his run with Detroit. He had ankle issues, and he decided he'd play through it. And, technology is not what it was then as it is now. And, the medicine isn't quite there. And it ruined his career. He played on a bad ankle that he never was able to recover from. And he is the cautionary tale. He's the what if. What if when you do play when you shouldn't? When you give everything you can for a short-term goal, but you sacrifice everything after. No one wants to be that. Grant was never the same. So, he played on for, 6-7 years afterwards, but was never the explosive dude. And that's the fear. You hate to think that because he decided to play in a Game 7 that his career's done or he'll never be what he was. But I don't think that he would trade it because it was Game 7. There are some where, discretion is the better part of valor. But there are some times where it might cost all you got.
Well, I think maybe you're right that he would do it again, just because it is like you're playing for this moment.
I mean, your whole life, Game 7. I mean, there's really nothing bigger. Not really. There is nothing bigger.
Yeah, but it's also, I don't know. Now you're.
He's not dead.
No, you're right.
And he's still got a pretty good contract. The worst case scenario, he retires
and it's going to get paid.
9-digit millionaire for the rest of his life, and he's never going to have to buy another meal in Indiana. Shoot, So his life is set. But yes, that's a painful decision, and you need to be aware of that. And I'm not sure when they look through this, maybe he wasn't aware of the ramifications of the calf strain and its connection to the blown Achilles.
The Derrick Rose,
another prime example.
Brandon Roy, a lot of guys have.
Well, the difference is there's the catastrophic, and that was Rose. It was the catastrophic,
and then there's degenerative,
and then there's the one. Well, he probably shouldn't play. He should probably stay off of it. No, tape it up, give him a little painkiller, and let's go to work. Those are the ones that was Grant Hill during the playoff run with Detroit, where. Probably should have never played and just kept going and going and going and finally had the surgery and really never returned.
Is there something going on now with Halliburton, Tatum, Lillard?
Well, I think
KD,
we're seeing a very close connection. I can't wait to have Dr. Garrett on tomorrow and we even brought it up before, the connection between calf strain and Achilles rip or tear seems to be one brings the other.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost every time.
On the way home yesterday, Clinton and friends had to check behind me. He was talking about it might be time to start looking at the calf strain kind of like a concussion. Like there's more to than just getting your bell rung. That if you have this, the possibility of that is very high. So maybe we need to have some kind of protocol that says you got a calf strain. There are things we have to clear before we let you back on because it could lead to the catastrophic Achilles pull.
Well, obviously, at least miss the majority of the season. We'll see if he's able to come back for a playoff run or something. I think at this point that would be almost silly, right?
Well, we'll wait and see.
I mean,
we watched. The technology is ridiculous now. I mean, we watched a dude older than him and Aaron Rodgers get himself back to where he thought he could play. He didn't, but we know the turnaround time with this is a lot shorter than it used to be. So he's a slight frame. I don't think he carries a lot of weight above his. He probably plays on his toes or the balls of his feet a little bit more. So I think that's a concern. But I don't think I would preclude him playing next year.
Well, I think that would be. I would say it'd be foolhardy. Just based on
if the team sucks, no, there's no hurry. But you never. They might be in a run, and he can come back and offer something, and be cleared for it. In this day and age, I'm not going to say never, but the likelihood of him coming back next year is probably pretty
seems pretty slim.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully a full recovery. I'm
thoughts and prayers.
Yep. I know I'm a hater. I know you guys keep calling me a hater. Hater. I'm not. I don't dislike Tyrese Halliburton. I just think that
his jersey and this run is absolutely unprecedented. No one has ever did what he did. And while he followed that up with offers and, the typical stuff that Halliburton was guilty of before, he did sprinkle that in with 3 unbelievable moments, the likes we just hadn't seen before.
A lot of guys, like Claymore saying, former players on podcasts are saying that low-cut sneakers players wear now are a factor.
We've gone through that. It's a kind of a generational thing. I think the medicines, well, at least the studies have shown that you can wear a brace to help, or
tape, right?
In my day, you never were. If you walked on the court and you weren't taped, you were running. It was just mandatory. But we also, that was, whatever we're doing now lends itself more to these kind of injuries. That wasn't a thing, you didn't deal with Achilles pulls like we do now. That wasn't a very common injury. It was so rare, in fact, that it was indeed, you were done. If that happened, there was no comeback. You were hoping to walk normal back when I was coming up. So there is something about the physicality and the training methods today that has lent itself to these pulled Achilles that were not really an issue back when I was playing. But the high and low top, according to ankles, that's been a debate forever, And some people have loose ankles, some can play in low tops. I never could. I always had to wear high tops, and I think it was always just a comfortability. I just felt more comfortable in high tops.
But also, I think now you'd have to say, well, do the high tops or low tops lead to more calf strains? Because now clearly there's a clear connection between these calf strains and these Achilles
I think it has something to do with just the absolute physicality of the game now, that you're so toned and so able to do some things physically that we never even tried to do, and I think there's limits to your body, and we've reached some of the edges, and it's affecting where it used to be the blown knee 20 years ago. Now that's not that big a deal. It can be fixed. We understand the science, and now we're getting it with the Achilles, that we're seeing more and more of it. But the good news is it's imminently fixable. We're seeing guys come back in record time and really without a lot of trouble. So that's the good part of it. But I do think the modern athlete deals with some injuries that really weren't an issue back in the day, because quite frankly, we weren't that physically toned. You know what I'm trying to get to? I mean, we didn't. Back in our day, guys weren't touching the top of the box. Everybody wasn't that big of an athlete.
Well, over time, as athletes evolve, the injuries come with it.
And I think that's part of the evolving
a kid
nature.
A kid that my son played with who was very ahead of schedule on how hard he threw. Like, I'm talking when this kid was in 9th grade, he was in the 90s.
Right.
And he had 2 Tommy John surgeries, doesn't play baseball anymore. Like, it's as these kids develop younger and they reach an athletic level that, we couldn't when we were kids.
Right.
You're bound, as you test your body's limits, your body's bound to push back. That's the way it works.
And, with the advent of, especially when you're dealing with the Achilles in basketball, the Vertimaxes and the exercises that you do to increase your vertical and your strength, I do think taxes those tendons in ways that were never done before, because we didn't do those things.
Yeah. Well, good luck to Tyrese Halliburton.
He weighs $105 wet. He'll be fine.
I would guess
He's not carrying around 300 pounds.
Exactly. He'll be up and doing jumping jacks tomorrow, I'm sure. All right. Let's do a giveaway here. Let's give away these Gunslingers tickets.
Who are they playing? The Calaveras?
The Sugar Skulls.
That's right.
July 5th, the Tucson Sugar Skulls. Tucson, right?
Doesn't really strike fear in the heart of anybody.
Well, not like the
Sugar Skulls?
Not like the Gunslingers.
The Sweet Bones?
We're gonna give them some sugar is what we're gonna give them. July 5th at the Freeman Coliseum. We got 2 tickets. I'm gonna give you caller number 5. You're gonna get those 2 tickets. You're gonna go see the Gunslingers, and you're gonna boo the hell out of the Sugar Skulls.
Bunch of sucks.
Or you're gonna do what I did, and I was talking noise to the receiver, saying, "Man, I can't believe you dropped that ball." And
the only problem with those guys, they'll come over the wall at you.
They'll
come
might.
after you.
They might. But
they got nothing to lose. They're on work release. It's the longest yard.
All right. Rob, tell the people about your doctor, and we'll be back in a bit.
Dr. Jacob Torres is my doctor. I heard him on a commercial earlier in the day talking about it. Never been. They are so eager to get you off medications. It sounds just like a strange statement, but the fact of the matter is, if you handle your body's chemistry and you're losing weight and you take care of that, it takes care of the medication side in a lot of instances. Not in every. Everybody reaches a time where you got to be taken care of, and Dr. Torres will be the first to write the script. But what it gets to is his absolute attention and dedication to living a functionally healthy life. And part of that is losing weight. It's staying trim and getting there. And as important as anything you do is what you eat and how you eat it. And if you handle that part, you can lose weight in ways that you might not have ever been able to do just because you understand what your body's chemistry is like. And that's one of the keys to the success at the Institute for Functional Health. Dr. Torres and his great staff take this whole look at your body and all about you to make sure that you're living a functionally healthy life. And when all things come together, you start losing weight and feeling better about yourself. And if it's time to lose your weight, I want you to talk to Dr. Torres and let him explain to you why he has been so successful with people just like you, like me. Call him today. The number is 210-468-1891. His website is iffhealth.com. And I promise you, when you call Dr. Torres, if he's not available, he will call you back and talk to you. He is that enthused about your health. Call the IFF, meet Dr. Torres, change your life, and come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Our heaviest delay is going to be on the far east side of town where we've got an accident involving an 18-wheeler rollover. I-10 westbound, Santa Clara over to Trainer Hill. We've got the roadway reduced to just one lane. All that's open is that left lane, so start moving over. Linney Road is your backup, so set at least 20 minutes to your commute. The off-ramp blocked as well. On 35 through Selma, southbound Olympia Parkway on down to 1604, we've got roadwork, roadway reduced to one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
People always say, Ryan, why don't you take it easy? Relax a little bit. Well, that's what the Staples Easy button is for. Just press it for quality products, friendly experts, and services like print, travel, or shipping, because we can't do it all. All right, guys? Thanks, Staples. That was easy.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Imagine owning coastal land with ocean views and world-class fishing just off Matagorda Bay. Well, dream no more. This Saturday, mark your calendars for a pre-4th of July one-day coastal land sale at Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. We're unveiling incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1+ acre bay access from $49.9, waterfront properties starting at $99.9, or with a barn dominium from just $169.9. Wow! This gated community boasts a waterfront resort-style pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch with paved roads and underground utilities. It's all happening this Saturday. 1+ acre bay access from $49.9, waterfront properties from $99.9, with barn dominium for only $169.9. Call now for your private tour at 210-853-0389. Excellent financing is available. Don't wait another minute. Call 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Freedom starts with land, and land like this won't last long.
When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
The right stuff. Mom, it's like the 80s in here. It's so hot.
It's totally in the 80s.
Call Right Home Services.
Don't get stuck with a bogus AC. 210-444.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we are going underground inside a cavern.
We will be live at Natural Bridge Caverns with the latest on draft rumors involving the Spurs.
And it's almost Circa time, and that means we get to visit with Mike Palm from Circa.
Yeah, we'll have a big announcement about our August Circa trip.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix, and you're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Klaus Meiner. The Scorpions. Darn. This band had a permanent residency here.
They did that?
Oh, the Scorpions were always in San Antonio.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We grew up with
I have
them.
like 5 T-shirts.
Dude, they came every 3-4 months. And we need a new car? San Antonio.
Yeah.
We'll sell it out.
Yes. Welcome in. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I just saw one of these. I'll pull it back up. The one of these things says NBA champions by decade, and it's just got the logos of the teams that won every year.
Okay.
And it is funny that so far in the 2020s, it's all different ones. The only decade where there's no doubled up.
And it's not by accident. The second apron, the luxury tax, all of that. And it's, you can design the system to create fluctuations, but then you have the arrogance of owners, and you have the misplaced and often, ill-timed whims of players that also affect this, that just change things. I mean, the day that Oklahoma City wins the title, Kevin Durant pulls into Houston. I mean, who saw that coming? So there's a long way between dynasty, first of all, and it's even and the idea of that just seems ridiculous now. Just the idea of winning 2 out of 3 just seems crazy now.
Like going back to the 80s, it's the number of teams that have only won once between the 80s and 2019. It's the Sixers won 1, the Mavericks won 1, the Cavs won one, and the Raptors won one. Everybody else won multiples in that time. It was just an era of you didn't win one, you won 2 or 3.
Well, you held on to your dudes. And you didn't have to worry about second aprons. And you had the bird rule, so you could already keep your dudes if you wanted to.
But now 7 years, 7 different champions going back to 2019.
And I love the idea of new trophies and new dudes, but I've always been a proponent for the leagues to be great. There needs to be one great team to aim for. And when you watch what the NFL arc has been, there's been a team that everybody is trying to measure themselves against for the last 30 years. There's just been not the same team, but
I like
it
better if there's 2.
Well, no, you want that, absolutely. But there has to be the model of greatness where you wake up every morning thinking, what am I going to have to do today to reach that? And the NBA, because of the variables, you can, hope springs eternal. We could still win a title. We're Indiana. We're barely 500 and a half midway through the year, but we could still fight till the end, and there's something to that. But
I also still think there's still been, even as their dynasty died, I still think most people right now look at the Warriors as that's the model. And it's certainly in
I'm not sure
massive
anymore.
decline, but that's what everybody is trying to do now. Build it with guys you drafted and draft smart and, hit on some second rounders and late first rounders and win with the guys that nobody else was looking to draft and you found them. And
that's what small market teams have to do, though. I mean, the Lakers don't live by that.
No, but the
Lakers there's a lot of teams don't live by that.
Lakers have won one trophy in the last 15 years, and most people say it's not a real one.
But they're not going to change. They're the Lakers.
Right.
We will buy what we need, and I think the big market teams will continue to do that, and small market teams have to do, or at least have had to up until recently. Now, TV deals are now to the point where you can afford to pay just about anybody. Everybody's making money now. You don't have to have just your home gate or your home cable deal to make enough to pay 3 superstars. Every team can afford that if, like you said, you draft it appropriately and you don't have to worry with aprons and you've got rotating talent where somebody's ready to take another guy's spot who plays in the 8th position. Those are the true championship teams, and it looks like Oklahoma City is taking the format that Golden State refined, that was utilized by the Spurs prior to that. With only the Miami, I'm taking my talents in between.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's those built, not bought franchises that have the ability to sustain over 4 or 5 years.
Well, it is funny. I mean, the Lakers kind of sandwich in the Spurs dynasty, like at the beginning and the end of it. And it is so I guess it does kind of show that there's multiple ways to skin a cat.
Yeah, you can buy a title. The Lakers, but you have to also be smart. I mean, you can't be an idiot, but you can buy the dudes that are required. Much more in a football style, you can succeed. You can go get your dude. You can go get your quarterback and become a winner in the NBA because there's only 5 guys on the court. You can make a huge effect. But on the other side of that, you can be so stupid. You can ruin yourself even quicker by just one misspent contract can bring down a franchise.
I do think there is, when people say, well, the league's not set up for dynasties anymore. I certainly agree with that. I don't think there's going to be any more teams that win. I mean, no one's ever going to do what the Celtics did, where they have 11 out of 12.
Yeah, that's impossible.
That's never going to happen. But I do think there can be runs like what the Warriors had, where you win 5 or you win 4 in a 8-year span, and you're challenging for them the other years.
I think you're pushing the envelope, AJ. I think it's even shorter than that now.
You think so?
I think you should. I think if I'm a GM, my working plan is 4 years. I have to assume that in that 4 years, I'll have an opportunity in 2. But just look at any team's roster and the fluctuation from 3 years to then. There's a turnover of 60%, 70%, just because low-end contracts are easy to trade. They're easy to eat. It's just continuity is out the door given the modern contract structure. It's just about impossible to keep it.
Unless you have a a franchise that's willing to pay
and have a committed superstar that you can go, he's going to be here. So I can sign a 4-year deal that stretches out some money knowing full well I'm going to be standing next to this guy. He ain't going.
Because not only did the Warriors, what they did was they built it the way that, like we said, everybody's trying to model now. They also added to it as time went on. They went out and got Kevin Durant, which
is really the ideal way to do it.
Extends your window even further, which gave them an opportunity to win 4 in 8 years. But also they had to pay out the nose for it. And that's the thing. And they had ownership that was willing to do it. Now they play in a top 10 media market. Not everyone has that luxury.
Truth.
But teams like the Lakers and the Celtics and the Warriors, I guess the Sixers could technically, those types of media market teams, they can afford to do that. Does that leave an opportunity for teams like Oklahoma City or later on San Antonio? Are they able to do it?
Think about what Golden State and how they did it. Now, it's easy for the Spurs to go, we're built, not bought. But it's easy to say we're built when you manage to draft David Robinson and Tim Duncan.
Right.
I mean, yeah, anybody would be that way. Golden State drafted Steph Curry. I mean, they found Klay Thompson. Draymond was, second round, 6-7. They truly are built in pieces that were that didn't have the value yet. They were unscratched lottery tickets. And then they did expeditiously go buy great talent. But what ended up killing them was they couldn't replicate the draft. They drafted terribly after those first couple of years, and they had to go spend money, and their draft picks just didn't pan out. And at the end of the day, because they were unable to replenish while they were great, is why there will be the end. And that's pretty typical of most teams. It's hard to continue to draft like that. The Spurs got lucky. Golden State was diligent and lucky, but then they missed on draft picks, as do most franchises, and they go south. The good news is when you're a team that has money, you can circumvent bad draft picks by just spending more money.
The only teams that play in a smaller market than Oklahoma City are Memphis and New Orleans.
Yep.
It's an uphill battle for those teams, man.
Because everybody splits that TV money. It's your local cable deal that puts you over the top.
Yep.
And that's why the Knicks will forever be on top of the pile, even though they don't win anything, because they have the primest, bestest, beautifulest cable deal with the Yes Network. Dolan's they're printing money in and out the door.
The question is, will Oklahoma City be able to do that? Will they be able to maintain it? Will the Spurs, when the Spurs get there, will they be able to maintain it in today's NBA?
It'll be easier to maintain now because think of the draft picks Oklahoma City has. Golden State didn't have 12 number ones sitting in their back pocket when they were winning titles. Neither did the Spurs back then. They were drafting 30th. Oklahoma City has so many number one picks coming down the road, and so do the Spurs.
They're just going to have to do it in a new and unique way. You're going to have to kind of...
They're going to be casting off talent. They're going to be casting off opportunity. You just can't have. There's not enough room. So the rest of the league's going to benefit by what Oklahoma City is dealing with. Now you're dealing with their crumbs, but there's going to be lots of crumbs to fall. You can't have 15 first-round draft picks on your team.
Well, we talked about it yesterday. Would you be shocked if Jalen Williams gets traded, in 2 years, and like a Paul George type trade where they get a bunch of first round picks and start this whole thing over?
Well, if Presti, now you have to be a steely-eyed,
it's a big balls play,
bulletproof kind of general manager because you're trading away stars.
You got to have skins. You got to have skins on the wall to get away with it.
And it looks like Oklahoma City and Sam Presti is that dude, and this franchise is that team that can willingly say goodbye. Because we're small market, we got to continue to improve, and I think their fandom would buy into that.
I think so too.
I know San Antonio would.
I think so too. It is to me, it's fascinating. That's one thing about the NBA that I do enjoy is seeing the different ways that these teams find a way to either keep teams together or when they decide to blow it up and start over. And we say this may be happening in Boston. It's always interesting to see how different teams go about resetting. When do we hit reset? Because you have to hit reset at some point, or you just pay an obnoxious amount of money.
And the best ones see around the curve before anybody else.
Yeah,
they see it coming and are well ahead of the game. And I feel like Boston and that brain trust are some of the best. They see around the corner, and we're maxed out on this credit card. It's time to change the interest rate.
Yep. All right, man. Look at us. We're halfway there on a Tuesday. Thank God. Although yesterday felt more like a Tuesday because it's a rough one for all of us.
All of us involved.
Everybody in the building had a rough Tuesday. But you know what? It's getting better. The week is getting better. And I don't know what you're going to watch on TV tonight, Rob.
I have no idea.
I'm watching Waterfront.
What's that?
It's on Netflix.
Yeah. Vic turned around. It's
What's
kinda
it
like,
about?
It's about a drug smuggling family.
A fishing boat family
Yeah.
that lost all their fishing boat business and decided to use their boats to import
smuggle
something
drugs?
else.
Yeah. And
Little
the guy from
Peruvian
that
marching powder.
Who's in it?
The guy from that 70s show, what's his name? The main character.
Ashton Kutcher?
No, the other one. The nerdy one that was with, God, I can't remember his name. He's the bad guy.
What?
Yeah.
The guy from that 70s show is the bad guy?
Yeah.
The rapist that's in jail
No,
for 30
no, he's actually a
He
real
is
bad guy.
No, look, let's see.
I never watched that show. So I'm of no help.
His name's Topher Grace. I don't know what his Eric Foreman. That's who it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
there we go.
Topher Grace, I
70s
want to
show.
punch in the face.
Yeah.
He's the
That
bad
dude,
guy?
I want to punch that dude. There's something about his personality that I cannot stand.
Huh.
Yeah, but Humberly Gonzalez, who plays Jenna Tate, this one, she's hot.
But Mila
Oh,
Kunis.
where have I seen? What was she most recently in? I just saw her in something.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm down.
Her name's Humberly.
Her name is Humberly.
I'm going to
She's
leave the jokes just hovering in the air. I'm just going to let them
just
hover
leave it
around
right
your head. I'm not
there.
going to say it, but
Yeah.
the jokes are apparent.
I'm not even kidding. I would never. I don't care if she's a beautiful, beautiful girl. I would never date a girl named Humberly. Because what do you call her?
Darling. Often.
Hummer?
Hummer. Hey, Hummer.
I'm going to let these jokes just kind of float around my head. I'm going to have the conversation bubble above my head, but I'm not going to make a joke about Hummers and Humberly. I'm not going to do that.
Do you
It's low-hanging
Humberly?
fruit.
Do you Humberly take this man,
I'm not
Victor
gonna-
Brown?
I'm not going to go and talk about anything. I'll talk about Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame
Yeah.
more than I will a girl named Hummer.
We'll be back 94.1.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
There's more to Taco Bell's Luxe Cravings boxes than you'd expect. Unless you're expecting the choice between 3 lavish boxes of Taco Bell favorites, then you're spot on. Choose yours today, only at Taco Bell. For a limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you gonna do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat.
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Guys, starting TRT has never been easier. Other places charge hundreds of dollars just for the test. But visit any Synergenics or Low T center and get the consultation and test totally free. Treatment is personalized to you, and most major insurances accepted. With the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment, you're in control of your health. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. Offer limited. Book now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Help UTSA football make history. Pack the Dome for the Battle of I-35 on September 6th. From now until June 26th, tickets to the Texas State game are 35% off. The Roadrunners are looking to break the all-time home attendance record of 56,743 fans set in the inaugural game in 2011. Be there. Visit goutsa.com/tickets or call 210-458-8872 to take advantage of this 35% offer. Be part of history. Birds up.
Mom, it's like the 80s in here. It's so hot.
It's totally in the 80s. Our AC is bogus.
Call Right Home Services.
At Right Home Services, we love the 80s, just not on your thermostat. Don't get stuck with a bogus AC. The right AC services, the right team, and the right price. 210-444. The right stuff.
Now we can chill, Mom.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you gonna do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat.
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Are you an oblivious person hogging the sidewalk like a large dying snail? Do people stuck behind you ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have tons of quality beds at every price. So anyone, even people like you, can sleep. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, still dealing with this trouble spot on the far east side on I-10. Westbound Santa Clara to Trainer Hale. 18-wheeler rollover accident. The roadway reduced to one lane. Only the left lane is open, so now a 40-minute delay. The backup starts at Schwab Road. On 35, upper level, southbound Alamo to Laredo Street downtown, that's closed with road work. Traffic being forced to take the lower level. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The NBA draft is just a little over 36 hours away, and the Spurs are not playing around with the number 2 pick, as any team attempting to move up and take it is going to have to offer a ridiculous haul, according to one executive to Yahoo Sports, Kevin O'Connor. In college sports, the Pac-12 has agreed to a long-term TV deal with CBS and the CBS Sports Networks. The deal includes both football and basketball title game broadcasts, and according to recent reports, the Texas State Bobcats are a heavy favorite to join the league. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, the Phoenix Suns, after they traded Durant to the Rockets on Sunday, there were people like, well, what the hell? Why did he go for so cheap? Well, apparently there were a couple of trade offers that didn't work out. Remember, like when Phoenix first started to try this thing, they tried to make a deal with Golden State without telling KD about it. And Golden State rejected it, and KD found out that he was being shopped when Golden State publicly rejected the trade, which I think you and I said at the time.
Bode well when your teammates like.
Yeah, you and I said at the time, like, you don't come back from this.
No.
Like that means now they have to trade him because they tried.
And the sad thing is, the rest of the league knew they had to trade him.
The Miami Heat were looked at. The Spurs, like I said, the Spurs apparently, according to Shams Charania, never even made a remotely aggressive offer on Kevin Durant. It seems like they weren't that interested. As much as their fans seem to be, Spurs.
I think there was interest, but you get to have to pay. I mean, you know what? I think that the Spurs would be happy to have Durant, but the cost-benefit analysis to a very risk-averse franchise was just too much. But I think that Houston deal was probably getting pretty close to where the Spurs might have been listening. I mean, they didn't really have to give up all that much from Houston.
The other teams, well, and apparently part of what made it difficult was that at the end of the day, Kevin Durant wanted to play for one of three teams, the Rockets, the Spurs, or the Heat. The word was that Minnesota made arguably the best offer, but KD's camp would not commit
to re-signing.
He didn't want to be there. Toronto, same thing. Apparently Toronto had a healthy offer. I don't know what the hell they could have been offering, but apparently they had a healthier offer than the Rockets did, but negotiations were stalled because KD wasn't going to Toronto.
Wonder if Scotty Barnes was part of this.
There's no way.
You just wonder. I mean, if I'm Phoenix, I'm asking for him.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure. But I can't imagine they would give him up for that. I mean,
and hence, no deal.
Yeah. But apparently there were two other teams that a lot of people weren't talking about but were involved in the mix. The Denver Nuggets are one of them.
Which is interesting, man.
Yeah. So Aaron Gordon would have probably had to have been in the conversation, and Michael Porter Jr. would have likely been the other half of that chunk. But aggregating salaries would have imposed a second apron hard cap that the Nuggets were maybe not willing to deal with. And they also don't have tradable first-round picks until 2031. So they weren't an ideal trading partner. The other one was the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavs would have had to aggregate some salaries, but they're already way above the second apron as it is. They would have had to send out more money than they brought in to make a trade legal. And the Suns couldn't take that money in, so there would have had to be a third team. A Jarrett Allen centric package probably would have been what the Suns were looking for. They need a big man. That's the guy they would have probably been looking for. So that's how it ended up being KD to Houston for very minimum, because there weren't really other teams in the mix at all because of what KD did. When KD said it's one of these three teams that I want to play for, it hamstrung the Phoenix Suns. Almost not quite as bad as what De'Aaron Fox did to the Kings, but it's pretty close.
Well, yeah, De'Aaron had him by the nuts, though. And it wasn't a contract thing. It was like, you're a franchise that can't afford a guy just to leave. You're Sacramento. You don't get free agents. You can't afford me to leave, so you better trade me now because I'm leaving. And they held him over a barrel. Phoenix, on the other side, they get the franchise. They'll get free agents. But the time had come, and the moment he spoke out, Kevin Durant knew exactly what he was doing. He didn't mind that he limited the market. He was going to go someplace to win. Money wasn't the issue, and longevity wasn't the issue. He was going to go to exactly where he was going to want to play, get taxed the least, and get closest to a championship. And he got exactly what he wanted. So you wonder when everything goes quiet in Milwaukee. When Milwaukee says he ain't leaving and Giannis shuts up you wonder, because of the silence, are they in a better position to move him now? Because there's nobody really you're going to have to pay for it. There's nobody else. Well, I'm not going to wait for the exit. I wonder if Milwaukee is, in fact, actively trying to move him, but keeping it quiet, knowing full well the moment it gets out, we can't get what we want.
That would be the smart way to do it.
So this is one of those few times where I go, maybe the silence is telling me something different than what they're trying to make me think. Because they're saying, he's going to buy this 1 year off, and we'll retool in a year, and we'll make ourselves do. I get the sense the more quiet it is, the more possible a deal could happen.
Frank says they offered Garland. I don't think there was ever a real offer, because, again, like, the only way it could have worked financially would have been to bring in a third team, and I haven't read anything that that ever came to be. Like, I think that there were probably discussions about Garland and Jared Allen, because both of those guys have been discussed as the odd man out in Cleveland if they do go to break this thing up. But again, the finances prevent a lot of trades in the NBA. Like, that's what makes things.
I'd say 90% of them.
Yeah. If it were all about just trading picks and players for other players and other picks, there'd be a ton of trades, because everybody would be able to fill their needs. But the salary cap implications and aprons and it all plays into making it a lot more difficult to get things done.
I firmly believe in the next 24 hours there's another big move happening. I think there's a lot of small peripheral moves, but I think there's a big dude about to move. I don't know where it is, but there's been too many phone calls made.
Maybe so. I also I've been a big proponent of, I believe that the Thunder are about to become a dynasty. I think they'll probably win. I think they'll win at least 2 out of 3, and I think they'll be in a fourth.
You're swimming upstream.
I know.
I mean, I think that they are as likely as any team in the last 10 years to do just that. Well, but I know that this is a very strange world, and Giannis could be wearing a Spurs uniform next week.
There is a list of the 5 most likely threats to a potential Thunder dynasty, and they're ranked 5 through 1. Number 5 is Mark Walter, who is now the owner of the LA Lakers.
Yes, absolutely.
He certainly counts as a.
And they already got a healthy, skinny Luka, evidently.
Yeah. So yeah, that one makes sense. Number 4, Nikola Jokic.
Oh, that's a diminishing threat. It's bigger today than it will be tomorrow and the following day. But yeah, next year he's still a threat.
How much longer is Jokic going to be the best player on earth?
Man, the thing about his game is it's not predicated on athleticism. It's not about his physical stature. He's got a game that will translate for a long time. I'm not worried about that game. I'm worried about his want to play the game more than anything else.
Number 3, the disease of more.
Yes.
It talks about the show back in the Showtime days when Pat Riley was in charge. He coined the phrase "the disease of more." Basically, he argued that once a team wins a title, everyone starts wanting more money, more shots, more fame, more everything. There's only so much of all that to go around. Age is probably the single greatest dynasty slayer. The disease of more probably comes in second. It killed the Jordan-era Bulls prematurely. Jerry Krause wanted to build his own non-Jordan-based roster. Pippen wanted to get paid. It killed Kobe and Shaq. Bryant wanted to be the centerpiece. And it says it wouldn't be fair to say it ended Golden State's dynasty. The Warriors won in 2022, but Kevin Durant's frustrations with his place in Golden State surely contributed to their dip after 2019, and elements of that is what pushed Klay Thompson out the door last summer. Now,
that was also age.
I also think the Thunder, being as young as they are and just the way they seem to get along, it does seem like they are less likely to be.
Well, there's still a bunch of kids, and they're going to be exposed. I mean, they're kid millionaires. The disease of more won't kick in next year. I'm not worried about next year. It's once they do it 2 times in a row, and they now know for a fact, hey, I am this good, I am capable, and I think Jay will be the guy that suddenly goes, I need to make a decision about the arc of my career now, because I think they're going to be back in the title game and very well could win another one. You'd be crazy if you didn't think they were going to win it next year. But I don't. There's just too many variables. There's just too much out there that allows teams to get better fast. And it happens. It's already happened literally the day of. The team that was in second place in the West got better. And there'll be more to it. And the disease of more will kick in. It just will, because there'll be 2 or 3 guys, and we won't hold it against them. Shoot, go get paid. Your career's only 5 years. Go get paid. So, but the disease of more affects every championship team.
Number 2, Victor Wembanyama, a.k.a. Hector Banana Bread. It says,
yeah, maybe.
Jokic is the NBA's best player today. Wembanyama may be the NBA's best player tomorrow, literally. Now, it says here, reports before he was drafted stated that there were people around the league that thought he could be the NBA's best player by his 3rd season, and little has happened in his first 2 should have dissuaded them from aside from the blood clot at the end of the season. His health is the biggest question mark here. For me, I agree the health is always going to be the biggest question mark for him, and I see the brilliance of what Wemby can be, but I don't think of Wemby as like knocking on the door of like next year being an MVP candidate.
Well, he's not that far away, man. He really isn't. I mean, considering the talent that he's been around and the situations he's been thrust into. His rookie year, his point guard for the first 6 months of his career was Jeremy Sohan. Then his other point guard was a cast-off wannabe, a guy we liked, but not a starting point guard in the NBA. So he had 0 help. So then you go get a top 5 point guard, and you add that to the mix. And then to take some more pressure off of him, you go get another rookie of the year who can put the ball on the floor and stretch things out. So Wemby's necessary skill set, while it's still growing, he doesn't need to do all the things he even did 2 years ago to get himself back. I see everything, but I also know we still haven't seen it done. Everything is in place, but until you do it, you haven't done it. And that's my worry, although I think the percentage of that is very small. They are not the 3rd most frightening thing to the Oklahoma City Thunder next year. Now, in 3 years, we better be, or we have our own issues.
Let's play a little game real quick. I'm going to ask you who has lower odds to be the MVP, like who's closer to being the MVP or who's more expected to be the MVP next year, Wemby or player B. So who do you think is predicted to be the MVP closer, Wemby or Jalen Brunson?
Wemby.
Correct. Wemby or Joel Embiid?
Oh, Wemby.
Correct. Wemby or Cade Cunningham?
Well, Cade's further along on a team that should continue to improve. I'm going to put Cade.
Still Wemby. Wemby or Luka?
Oh, Luka.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
For a lot of reasons other than even basketball.
Wemby or Giannis?
Oh, Wemby.
It's Giannis.
He's carrying a heavy load, so if he does it, he'll have to do well. Yeah, I get it.
Wemby, Kevin Durant?
Oh, Wemby.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wemby or Anthony Edwards?
I think there's still shine on Edwards' apple. Edwards.
It is Edwards.
Yeah.
So Jokic, SGA, Giannis, Luka, Anthony Edwards, Wemby. 6th favorite to win the MVP next year.
Sounds about right for a 3rd-year guy.
That's wild, man. That is
and still unfulfilled. We hope.
For
this is a lot of hope and dreams.
And you say a 3rd-year guy, I mean, he's played what? He's played just over 1 full year of games. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot to ask of this dude.
I'll tell you, when you see those 5 minutes, those 6 minutes of block shots, threes, and dunks, you go, I can see how if he does manage to do that, even just twice a week, that's MVP.
Maybe so.
Twice a week, you dominate a quarter with those kind of highlights, and the Spurs are 15, 20 games better, it'll be very hard not to give it to him.
The widespread expectation is that Wemby is going to be the man in the NBA soon enough. If that means the Spurs will suddenly threaten the Thunder, that's to be determined. I mean, a lot of it. We know very little about this coach. What we do know, I haven't been like wowed by. I'll tell you that.
No, there's a lot in between here and there. But at the end of the day, players win titles.
Yes.
No matter how good you are, you don't have the horses, you're not in the running.
The number one threat to the Thunder, chaos.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of it talks like they talk about Holmgren as an obvious long-term injury risk, no doubt. And you can see how an injury, I mean, Halliburton reminds you that any one injury can affect the way you roll as a team. But that said, man, they've been without him before and seem to keep on rolling.
No team has ever been more prepared for chaos than the Oklahoma City Thunder because the fix is the next draft. No matter what happens,
they're still.
I'm drafted in the top 10. No matter what happens, the fix is next year. Either I use the pick or I trade the pick, but the fix is already here. No team's been more prepared, at least at the onset, with depth and incoming talent than the Oklahoma City Thunder. But no team has ever had to face a salary cap structure and a league that is going through this before. So I don't know if it'll counterbalance and it shakes the apple cart to where the league is just set up to where you can't win over 5 years, or they become the Spurs and no one leaves. Everybody takes a little bit less. Shea is Tim Duncan, who repeatedly renegotiates to allow more room for more guys to stay or to come through. And if he does that, this could go on 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally could be every other year they're here because they have number one draft picks for the next 10 years. They just keep coming.
Yep. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong on this Thunder team, but it does feel like this is the first time in a while that it's felt like somebody is set up to go on a big run.
But, Giannis could land someplace tomorrow.
And that's part of the chaos.
Just the craziness of the league.
It also says, like, maybe the league decides to change the rules on defense, and now the way that the Thunder play defense isn't allowed anymore. And
there's that, or the way that Shea plays offense, that suddenly that forearm ain't allowed anymore. It's become too easy. They've taken Shaq away. They took that. They let the teams play a zone because man-to-man, we can't stop you, so we'll change the rules to stop you.
But right now, they set 4 records this season for dominance. First of all, they were one of 3 teams in history to win 84 games or more, like counting the playoffs.
Has anybody ever won more than 84?
The 72 win Bulls, because they won the title on top of it, so they got 88.
So they had 88.
But the Warriors also went over 84. But they came up one short of a title.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the second most wins in the history of the NBA by a team that won the title.
And done with a league that has more parity than it's ever had.
Yes. This was the biggest gap between the first and second seed in the conference since 1977.
That's stupid. All right, next.
I
mean, that's insane. Because 77, it wasn't even a real league.
Yeah.
Go watch Tropic Thunder. That's about where the NBA was back then.
So think about over 82 games. What do you think the total point differential? Well, I guess it's more than 82. So postseason and regular season.
Some total like in the hundreds of points. Your average
point differential
was like 10. So 800, 1,000 points.
1,247 points. That was their point differential over the course of the year. 63, that's by far the most in NBA history.
I've never heard of a difference like that, ever.
63 wins this season by 10 points or more was an NBA record. 40 wins by 15 or more, NBA record. 12 wins by at least 30, NBA record. 4 playoff wins by 30 or more, NBA playoff record.
The crazy thing is, these aren't 140-point games. They're beating teams scoring by 30, scoring 115. They're the league average with scoring, and it just reinforces the fact that the 3-and-D game is a fool's gold game if you're not playing the D. It should be D and 3. If you're not drafted dudes that play defense first, that you teach to shoot, it's a fool's errand. Look at what happened with them. Those dudes can shoot the lights out, but man-to-man defense got them beat. Oklahoma City did the other route. We were going to play defense first, and we're going to find a way to get you open enough, and we're going to go get a superstar. And that is the formula in the modern league. Don't chase the 3, chase the D.
Claymore says, so Chet is an injury risk, but Wemby is not.
They're both equal.
Of course he is.
Both equal. Both equal in stature and in injury risk.
Absolutely, they're an injury risk. All right, let's hit a break. I've got a couple more of these numbers I want to share with you on the other side. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Carbach.
Cold beer.
Thank you. Got to tell you about my friends over at Carbach. That's right, baby. I went up to a little restaurant in New Braunfels last night and had some nice cold hopadillo with my meal. Fantastic beer. If you are a hophead, it is their flagship IPA. I love it. They've also the Hopadillo Imperial is available now for a limited time, but that is a double IPA. It is in your friggin' face, baby. But if you're not a hop guy, that's no big deal. They've got Love Street. That's their best seller. It's a Kolsch-style blonde ale. And my boy Eric, the head brewer over there at Carbach, literally wrote the book on how to brew Kolsch. And it is like he is the most respected Kolsch brewer in the world, and this is their take on it. So obviously it's going to be good. And of course, if you're looking for something a little more, little darker, the Crawford Bock, Ziegenbach, those nice beers that are good for the cold weather, good for the hot weather, good for all kinds of times. They've got something for everybody in the lineup. It's of course it's at the grocery stores and the liquor stores, but it's out at a bunch of bars and restaurants too. When you're out and about, go ahead and ask your server, hey man, you guys have any Carbach back there?
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Mom, it's like the 80s in here. It's so hot.
It's totally in the 80s. Our AC is bogus.
Call Right Home Services.
At Right Home Services, we love the 80s, just not on your thermostat. Don't get stuck with a bogus AC. The right AC services, the right team, and the right price. 210-444.
The right stuff. Now we can chill, Mom.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and have been representing people injured in auto and commercial truck collisions right here in San Antonio, my hometown, since 1994. Getting into a collision can be a life-altering event. Your health and recovery is the only thing that really matters, and anyone that's ever been injured in a traffic collision will tell you that. How do you get the insurance company to pay? Simple. Call me. As your attorney, my job is to get you through this. The decisions you make immediately after a collision are the most important decisions you can make. If you call me as soon as you can after a collision, I will help you make the right decisions for you and your family. Remember, I do not charge for a consultation. Growing up on the southwest side of San Antonio, when Loop 410 was the edge of town, I know how overwhelming it could be to face a giant insurance company all on your own. Just keep it simple. Call me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website at lawyerforus.com.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses, personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we are going underground inside a cavern.
We will be live at Natural Bridge Caverns with the latest on draft rumors involving the Spurs.
And it's almost Circa time, and that means we get to visit with Mike Palm from Circa.
Yeah, we'll have a big announcement about our August Circa trip.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
So fresh and so clean.
We were talking, putting together rosters. Have you looked at the Phoenix Suns depth chart? Right, their roster right now.
No.
I think they have like 12 dudes under contract. Not quite enough. And 6 guards.
That's about right.
You got Book. You got Grayson Allen. You got you some Jalen Green. You got you some Bradley Beal. You can run guards all day long. It's going to be like a 6'5" and under league.
Colin Gillespie.
Fighting Texas former Spur. Didn't they bring him in for a cup of coffee when he got drafted?
So, yeah. And then Ty Washington, who they just drafted a little while ago.
Tyus Jones. I mean,
yeah, they do have a lot. You're right.
We're going to run a 6'5" and under team.
Yeah, that's funny. You're going to be playing Dylan Brooks at the 4.
Seriously, guess what, Dylan? You are now Draymond Green. Have fun.
Yeah, you are now our center. Okay. Chris, that 72 win Bulls team, 2014 Spurs, and the Golden State KD team that went 73-9 but lost the title. Greatest teams I've seen in my lifetime.
Hard to argue. I put all 3 of those in there.
And 2001 Lakers, nasty too.
I'll take Magic Johnson's second Showtime team too.
But again, a lot of these numbers, and there are guys like this guy, the Drew Show, who says all that blah stats and still only won in 7 games because Tatum and Halliburton blew an Achilles. Stat nerds. Analytics don't mean shh.
Well, they kind of do.
No, I mean, he's right. Analytics are so silly. That's why literally every major sports franchise spends billions on analytics to make, to give themselves the best chance of winning.
Most of my life, though, success is predicated on a lot of things. And I think the 80-20 approach measures up to most. And I do think that gut feel does matter. And I think, but 80% of the battle is knowing who and what you are. And that's analytics. If you know who and what you are, it makes it awfully easy to do the next thing. And so it takes those 80% of analytics. It's the gut that tells you how to do the next thing. So the 80-20 mix on most things in life seems to work for me. So I'm all in on the analytics, but I'm not going to make my final decision just on once I press equal.
I read all those books. You remember that show Mindhunter, right? The show on Netflix.
Love that show, yeah.
Great show. That guy's written like 10 books or something, all on similar things, like basically the profiling of serial killers and like how to take their crimes and build a suspect based on that.
Oh yeah.
And he talks about how like there's a lot of numbers that add up. Like you say, okay, if they do this, chances are they're this old or this. But then there is a percentage that's gut feeling. But to act like the analytics of it doesn't matter, it's
silly and it's short-sighted and it's losing. That's a losing mentality. Does it matter? Absolutely it does. You have to know who you are. And if you can't quantify and measure something, no matter what that something is, if you can't measure it, you cannot alter it because you don't know what you're working with. That's why analytics matter. And we're talking to the minutest detail. If you are the best in the world at shooting from 18 feet out far to the left, why aren't you doing it every time? That's the basics behind the analytics.
AJ, you're saying this OKC team is all-time because of this and that and the other, yet needed God to reach down and explode 2 guys' Achilles to win a chip.
Oh, shut up.
The Celtics were never. I mean, the Celtics were never in the conversation. The Celtics lost if Tatum doesn't get hurt. It's crazy.
The matter of being a champion is you beat other teams, and sometimes you beat them by 1 point, and sometimes you beat them by 2. But when you hoist the trophy, everything else is done. I beat them. I don't care how it happened. I beat them. Can they do it again? Yes.
Like, so you could say, well, the Pacers, if Jason Tatum's Achilles playing in, then the Pacers shouldn't have even been in the finals. You realize how ridiculous that is? Like,
they're you got to give the just desserts. But the thing about this is you can make a rational argument to the point that they're not going to be able to repeat with analytics, with just the numbers. Look at the last 8 years. Look how teams are put together and how teams manage to eke out a title and how difficult it is the next year because of all the things we've been talking about. The chips are stacked against them, and it's not because God decided this or that. It's just the way that the league is put together. Do they have a likelihood? Possibly. More than most, more than anybody I've seen in the last 10 years. But it's still, I would say, AJ, this is only 50-50. I mean, even at its best, it's still just 50-50.
Well, they are...
which is pretty extraordinary, even by Vegas numbers.
I mean, plus 225 to repeat. So
what would that be in the mathematical odds? 25%?
It's about
30%.
30%.
30%.
Yeah.
And that's Vegas telling you this is about as close to a sure thing as we've seen in a minute.
Yeah.
And they're still only putting it at 30%. It's
Yeah.
just so hard to do
It
this.
is. It's of course, it's very difficult to do.
And I think once we quantify who they are, it's going to take a 3 or 4 year measurement. You can't just say you got to win it next year or you're not. It's just hard to repeat number one. But 2 out of 3, and now we're talking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's feasible.
Here's what. Now I figured out what it is. It's the Drew Show is he's a protector of legacy because I said this yesterday. I'm almost certain he's an old person because old people are very protective of what they saw as a child, and that's what they want to believe is the greatest. Like I had this guy who would, like, when I first started in radio, this guy would try to convince me every day that Jim Brown was the greatest football player who ever walked the earth, and I would say, chances are good Jim Brown wouldn't make a team today.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, it's charging.
Yeah.
I mean,
I get it.
Those that saw know what they saw.
I know.
You know what I mean? So I'm not going to fight them.
But this, remember when the Bulls won 3 in 3 years because against the Jazz when that guy on Utah's Achilles exploded? Yeah, I don't because it didn't happen. Yeah, no injuries ever happened back in the 90s. That never happened. But also, if you really watched that game and you think that Tyrese Halliburton getting hurt is the reason they lost, you're out of your mind. You just don't know ball. That's what it boils down to. Is I can't respect your opinion because you if that's what you think was the difference in that game, you don't understand basketball. And I mean that's okay, but I don't know what to tell you.
It doesn't matter. They won.
I saw that guy go 0 of 9 from the field in Game 5. 0 of 9. And you're telling me that guy, because he got hurt, that's the only reason they lost? Stop it. It's absurd.
The better team won.
The better team won.
I'm not going to – and the further we get away from it, it'll be easier to accept the fact that the better team did, in fact, win.
Yeah. And Drew says, what's an old person to you, AJ? I've met Rob before. I'm younger than him. I look younger than you. Even I'm probably only a few years old.
Why am I the old guy? Why did you throw me into this?
I don't know.
I will say that being the benefit of being old is you have seen things before. It's whether you attach the value to it, like it was just better then. That's where you get lost.
But if you tell me that Bill Russell would body Shaq, I have a hard time.
But Bill Russell, given the same opportunities, training, diet, travel, probably could.
But he didn't.
No, but he didn't. No one did.
Right. So to say that, now, if you want to say who was more dominant against their peers, that's always an easy, yeah.
And that's really the only measure.
That is the only. But to act like, well, nobody got hurt in this era. What are we talking about? I don't understand it. Guys get hurt every year. If you're the team who doesn't have guys get hurt, and you win the championship, no one ever goes, oh yeah, but they didn't have anybody get hurt.
Well, it gives you something to cling to. I mean, it gives you but for.
And
we're still hanging. I still can't even name the dude that hurt Voldemort. You know, I will cling to the fact
you
that
can't name the guy that hurt the guy you won't name.
I won't name either one. But I will rest comfortably in the fact that team would have won a title. And no, you can't ever justify it. You can't prove it. But I know what I saw, and that team was headed toward home. And it will never be proven. And I can go to my grave saying, but for, I can also go to my grave saying, Dez caught it in Green Bay. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Scoreboard.
Yeah. If Drew, if you really believe that was the difference, and John brings this up. Very few teams went through an injury that if it didn't happen, they would have won, and one of those was Colt McCoy in 2009 versus Alabama. Here's the thing, though, about that. I was at that game. In fact, I was on the sideline at that game.
I'm not allowed to say what I believe.
And I'll tell you exactly what happened. Colt McCoy didn't slip on a banana peel. Colt McCoy got knocked out of the game
by a better team, man.
Like,
I mean, dude. Yeah, if he'd have played and withstood that, yes.
Yes.
They would have been a title. But who withstood that year?
Lightning didn't come out of the sky and strike Colt McCoy.
Yes.
Colt McCoy got ate up by a team that was better than them. Like, and again, that's me as someone who I covered that team the entirety of that. I mean, that was one of 7 years I covered that team. But they were great. They were not better than that Alabama team.
Better team won.
And Alabama knocked Colt McCoy out of the game. If you get knocked out of the game in a football game, unless it's some kind of a cheap shot, I'm not going to say you can't use that as an excuse.
Well, you can't, period. I mean, you can look back at it. It's one of the contributing reasons.
Sure.
But I just will never entertain the fact that but it does allow you to rest comfortably at night if you're the team that had to deal with the injury. You can live with it, and it'll give you a chance to sleep. But at the end of the day, it changes nothing. And as the time goes on, we forget about that. You forget about the dudes that got hurt and the runs and all that. It's who won the title. It doesn't matter how you got it. You got it.
Yeah. And he says, with Halliburton, who you drag. I don't drag Halliburton. I think Halliburton's a good player. Halliburton is, he's as good as Jalen Brunson. But those are good players, not guys that carry their team to championships.
And he went on an unprecedented run. I mean, let's give him every bit of credit. But he's the same guy going into the playoffs. He's the same guy that was the most underrated player in the league for a reason. And he was catapulted into stardom because we were in a vacuum. We were in the first series where we didn't have the previous decade's superstars. We're trying to find one, and that's all the Pacers had. So for 10 days, he was elevated to a place where he did not deserve to be, but he was the only one they could lift, because they had to have a counter to Shea. And he did have the 3 miracle shots, the likes of which, again, I've never seen it before. It might happen again. Somebody hit 4 game winners in a playoff, I guess. But in a vacuum in this year, just like when we had Linsanity for a couple of weeks, couple of days, yes, he was everything that we said he was, but at the end of the day, he's not all of that.
Do you remember not Zeke Isaiah Thomas, not Pistons Isaiah Thomas, the other
Thomas,
Isaiah
when
Thomas
he had a good run with the Celtics.
How similar is that?
Well, no, he's far better than that. Isaiah was never an all-star. Isaiah just had a good little run. And Halliburton is a very good basketball player, an all-star, a dude that you chase to acquire, a guy that made your team better. He just ain't a top 20 player. And he was elevated to that status because he was at the front of the line on a team that didn't have a top 20 player.
That Isaiah Thomas, I just looked him up. He's in the G League now.
Well,
you know what though? Isaiah Thomas was an All-NBA guy. He was All-NBA second team in 2017.
That was the year we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, 2-time NBA All-Star, All-NBA in 2017. And then he had an injury.
You say you don't drag him, but then you compare him to that. I mean, he was a good player.
It's a guy who made an All-NBA team.
Mm-hmm.
Is that dragging
him?
him?
A bad basketball team. No. But to compare him to the second best Isaiah Thomas is a bit of a backhanded compliment.
Okay. I mean,
you don't like him. You don't like him. You think that he got too much too soon. And I think that he went on an unprecedented run for a very good basketball player. Not a great one, but a guy who has flaws. But for a brief shining moment, he was the best player in the world for a couple of days.
I think he was. And but by the way, he wasn't on a bet. That Celtics team was real. They went to they went to a finals.
Was that his team?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That 17 team?
Yeah. Or they went to an Eastern Conference Finals, lost to the Cavs.
That's it. Yeah.
And he was 5th in the MVP voting that year. I'm not saying it as a knock.
Well,
I'm saying
it was a one-off thing. He was a flash in the pan.
Well, Tyrese Halliburton hasn't been this guy who finishes games like he did in the playoffs.
No, exactly. He had for a brief signing moment. He was the best player in the world, but to say he is, no, he was on a heater, and he was the right guy at the right time.
He's probably one of the 20-25 best players in the world, and that's pretty good.
I don't even think he's that good.
Okay.
He's an all-star, but that's one of the top 30.
Personally, I don't even think he's the best player on his own team. I think Siakam is a better basketball player than Tyrese Halliburton. It's a lot harder to find Pascal Siakams than it is to find Tyrese Halliburtons. I believe that.
Well, that's a
eye of the beholder, I suppose.
Well, I'm a point guard at heart, so I believe that.
All right, we got to hit a break. When we come back, I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm going to give away some bricks in the wall. coming up next. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like a new trouble spot on the southwest side of town, 35 northbound division. Accident left lane. That has you stop and go from South Cross. Still dealing with this 18-wheeler rollover accident, far east side of town, I-10 westbound Santa Clara. On over to Trainer Hale, roadway reduced to one lane, and it is causing a 40-minute delay. That backup starts at Schwab Road. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rocket. Rocket.com is the new home for all things home ownership. Whether you're buying your first home, finding your next one, or unlocking home equity to fund one of your dreams, there's only one destination that has everything you need to get started, all under one roof. Get started today at Rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
Mom, it's like the 80s in here. It's so hot.
It's totally in the 80s. Our AC is bogus.
Call Right Home Services.
At Right Home Services, we love the 80s, just not on your thermostat. Don't get stuck with a bogus AC. The right AC services, the right team, and the right price. 210-444.
The right stuff. Now we can chill, Mom.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist, with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, long nights monitoring cyber activity, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training. We call that credit where credit is due. Whether you're active duty and looking at what's next, or a veteran looking for something new, our degrees and certificate programs teach the application of emerging technologies and enduring life skills. So get started on a degree or certificate with personalized local support services and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. UMGC keeps your educational goals attainable with no-cost digital materials replacing textbooks in most courses, reduced tuition rates for eligible service members and their families, and scholarships for those who qualify. Get started here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Alex.
Hello.
We've been trying to track you down. I don't know if you've noticed that. Do you have any idea why?
Something to do with the radio thing.
Every month we're doing a giveaway. GiveMeTheVin.com.
Giveaway? What you giving away, man?
$25,000.
Alex Jackson of Pensacola, Florida is the latest winner of Give Me the Vin's Big Cash Giveaway.
Are you for real?
Every time that you sell a car to Give Me the Vin, you go into a drawing for that month. And dude, you won.
That's great, man. I'm having a baby boy in about 3 months. That's a lot of diapers, man.
Name him John Clay.
Okay.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District knows that life moves fast and the last thing you want is to miss out due to an illness. Vaccines are safe and help your immune system fight off serious disease that can stop or change your plans. They protect you, the people you love, and can prevent you from getting sick. Let's get vaccinated, because when it comes to your health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. For more information, visit sa.gov/health.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters.
Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com. Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Need no education. We don't need no analytics. It's all a bunch of bullshit.
Well, you can go too far. Daryl Morey is the extravagant side of things where you just live by the numbers and die by them.
But also, like, who am I to tell guys who go to MIT how important numbers are?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it is crazy, but when you look at the front offices of most NBA teams, it's stock full of engineers.
Yes.
It's all math dudes.
It's MIT and Harvard grads now.
They think they're the cool ones, but they're not. They're the coolest nerds you've ever met.
Yeah, but there's a reason why guys like Brad Stevens and Eric Spoelstra became like.
Yeah, Stevens was in medical implement sales.
What?
He was. He left Bradley and was selling medical implements and went back into the game. But I mean, these guys come from fields where basketball was. You know, they applied analytics to their business and they brought it to basketball. They understood the value.
Yeah, and things work out for them usually. They seem to know what they're doing. I don't know. All right, the numbers, the last few numbers I wanted to give you on this Oklahoma City team. Most of them are from, and to me, the reason they lost Game 7, and that's what everybody's trying to tell this guy is, they couldn't hold on to the basketball. That was the problem throughout the series. They couldn't hold on to the basketball.
Say they couldn't hold on, or Oklahoma City kept taking it.
Yes, 18 postseason turnovers created per game. 18. Whoa. What a ridiculous number. That's the most in 30 years.
And it goes back to how they build their team. They got guys that can play defense that can kind of shoot.
Yeah.
And when you have that kind of point differential for an entire season, 1,000 points better over an entire – that's beating teams there. That's not just home wins. That's going no matter where you go, you're going to create an off night for the other team because it's defense first, and we'll hit enough. And our all-star is going to go get 30. Our MVP will go get 30. Somebody else will go get 15, and we're going to turn on you over 18 times. And good luck with that.
247 postseason steals, an NBA record. 131 plus 131. OKC's total postseason turnover margin, an NBA record. And the Thunder finished the defense 2.5 points per 100 possessions better than the next best defense in the league. That's the second biggest gap in 25 years. Only the 2015-16 Spurs were better than that. They had a 98.2, so they didn't have a better rating, but their gap was higher as they were the
Our
Hawks.
offense was spectacular that year.
Yeah.
The best. That was the good to better, beautiful game.
We're just talking, and then SGA set a record for playoff games with 30-plus points and 5-plus assists, 12 this year.
And that's not going anywhere. And the only thing that if I'm Oklahoma City, as I project what to expect next year, he's not going to get that extended arm. That's going to be a point of contention, a point of study by the NBA. They're going to look at that and say, well, you got there with this, you got your MVP, but we're not going to let you do this anymore.
10 straight 30-point home playoff games. That's an NBA record. He broke Wilt Chamberlain's record there. That's a pretty good name to topple from the record books.
And the funny thing is, we don't look at Oklahoma City as a one-man team. We look at them as a deep team, and he's still doing it.
Yeah. 15 playoff games with at least 30 points two guys in history had 16 games with 30 points in the playoffs. Their names were Hakeem Olajuwon and Michael Jordan. So he's only behind those two guys. And then the 212 points he scored in the finals is the third most of all time. LeBron had 218 in 2015, and Shaq had 228 in 2000. And we mentioned before that this was the greatest scoring season by a guy who won the NBA title in that year, beating out Michael Jordan's 1992-93 season.
If he plays the game like this and he does the things that, and I will continue to apply Tim Duncan to him because they remind me so much. I think he's the kind of guy, the kind of player that will not sign for the max, do the Tom Brady, the Tim Duncan that. He understands that the fruits of his labor are multiplied by those around him, so he can do maybe required a little bit less, always capable of doing more, but having guys that are flowing and flowering around you and making sure they're paid and happy, and you can live a long and successful career in a little place and still be regarded as the best player in the world.
He got choked up and started crying when they asked about playing with Jalen Williams. It is. These dudes care about each other in a way that's almost weird.
It is.
It's almost childlike. Like it's how college kids or high school kids play for each other. Like it's like
they get bonded.
It's how it is before money gets involved.
Now there was a story they talked about that championship night that applied to San Antonio. It's so similar. So they win the title. They go into the locker room to celebrate, and none of these kids know how to open the champagne. Only guy in the room that knew how to open the champagne was Hartenstein. Seriously. There's a picture of Jalen Williams drinking his first beer. He was holding a beer in the locker room with the goggles on, and he's making a sour face. He'd never had a beer before. Now, you apply that to their championship game. Go all the way back to 1999. How did the Spurs celebrate the title? The picture is legendary of them sitting on the plane coming back to San Antonio from New York, playing some kind of Dungeons & Dragons computer game.
Yeah, with the trophy.
And there's a picture of Sean Elliott, who I am sure it's the nerdiest picture I've ever seen of a professional athlete, sitting with big headphones on, with his championship T-shirt on and his Gerbeau jeans, playing some kind of video game on the way home after winning an NBA title in New York, and you're playing video games. The comparison between these two teams,
there's a lot of similarities.
And the naivety and the innocence is so remarkably similar.
J-Rod said, there's some legit numbers in there, but come on, some of those are cherry-picking numbers.
The league is different, and you get to go play in Carolina a couple times a year, so you get to pad your.
Yeah, but when you start talking about being like most points scored in a postseason,
it goes back.
That's not cherry picking.
I'm not comparing generations. I can just compare output.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the most wins by 10, 15, 30 points. It's unprecedented dominance.
He's a nicer Kobe.
All right, 1 hour to go. Morning Huddle 94.1.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
Crispy chicken's better in a Taco Bell taco or burrito or both. Try Taco Bell's new Crispy Chicken Taco and or burrito today at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
You know the Rue Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Rue Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
I gotta get business cards printed for my entire staff, but where do I even?
That was easy.
Oh, okay, Staples. But can I have bigger stuff printed too, like huge signs and banners?
That was easy.
Nice. And what if I had to ship a package?
That was easy.
Have my passport photo taken?
That was easy.
Coffee and snacks?
That was easy.
What about the latest laptops?
That was
Earbuds
easy.
and headphones?
That was
Office
easy.
chairs?
That was easy.
I think I also need to get some Staples.
Seriously?
I had to ask.
For everything your business needs to get the job done.
Staples. That was easy.
Here in Texas, we know that trust is earned and reputation matters. Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and that Texans can respect. A firm where no defendant is too big and no case is too small. Backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients, Thomas J. Henry remains the name you can depend on if you have been injured. Trust the firm that stands for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry, San Antonio, Texas.
At Natural Bridge Caverns, the passage of time and moving water have carved out a massive underground creation, Hidden Wonders. Our newest cave tour. Watch thousands of lights reveal otherworldly sculptures in a massive canyon with a sound and light show finale. Or visit the largest of our 2 caverns with a discovery tour, winding through majestic rooms with incredible formations. Above ground, top off your adventure with a zip along the sky rails on our towering ropes course. Choose your adventure at naturalbridgecaverns.com.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the OrthoNow Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. OrthoNow provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, OrthoNow has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Mom, it's like the 80s in here. It's so hot.
It's totally in the 80s. Our AC is bogus.
Call Right Home Services.
At Right Home Services, we love the 80s, just not on your thermostat. Don't get stuck with a bogus AC. The right AC services, the right team, and the right price. 210-444.
The right stuff.
Now we can chill, Mom.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like a new trouble spot on the southwest side of town, 35 northbound division. Accident left lane. That has you stop and go from South Cross. Still dealing with this 18-wheeler rollover accident, far east side of town, I-10 westbound Santa Clara. On over to Trainer Hale, roadway reduced to one lane, and it is causing a 40-minute delay. That backup starts at Schwab Road. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The NBA draft is just a little over 36 hours away, and the Spurs are not playing around with the number 2 pick, as any team attempting to move up and take it is going to have to offer a ridiculous haul, according to one executive to Yahoo Sports, Kevin O'Connor. In college sports, the Pac-12 has agreed to a long-term TV deal with CBS and the CBS Sports Networks. The deal includes both football and basketball title game broadcasts, and according to recent reports, the Texas State Bobcats are a heavy favorite to join the league. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the final hour of the program here, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. NBA draft just 2 days away. 2 days, well, not even
We're
2 full days, yeah.
6 hours and counting.
Oh, yes.
Under that, we're at 34, 33. That's almost there.
It's almost time.
Almost.
CBS has a list of 5 players who are underrated prospects. Stock is soaring and maybe grabbed earlier than you would think.
All right, let's hear whether the rumors have swept guys into there.
I've heard this one a lot. Cedric Coward, he's the 2 guard from Washington State, who was like a D3 player, I think, is where he started.
Yeah.
And he ended up at Washington State. But he's getting a lot of comps, and especially his pre-draft stuff. Like, he was looked at as a day 2 guy, and his pre-draft stuff has basically gone the same direction that Jalen Williams did in his pre-draft, where he was looked at as like maybe a late first rounder, and then he ends up going 12th.
The difference being this is a 5-year college player.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see this very often. A guard get drafted, move up the ranks after years of improving himself. This is a good thing.
He's worked his way up to a 39% three-point shooter, and he's an excellent defender. That's what guys are looking for.
I'll tell you, teams would much rather have a guy show up ready to cook, instead of having to teach him the game.
And I've seen a lot. Don't be surprised if this guy's in the lottery.
Yeah.
Which, again, had you told me that a month ago, I would have been like, that's crazy.
You can shoot.
This is a guy who, when he was going into college, this was probably a guy you were high on because, the AAU guys loved Drake Powell.
Yeah.
Who went to North Carolina, was like
a letdown, but yeah.
A mega 5-star, a North Carolina kid, was supposed to be a top 10 recruit, but didn't work out.
No.
But apparently he's done really well in the pre-draft stuff, and is now projected to go in the 20s. Which, again, this guy wasn't even. He was looking at being undrafted a month ago.
He was a 6'6" high school AAU bucket.
Yeah.
Just picture a dude that was born to go get the ball. Yeah, there's a lot of guys like that. I'd like to see it pan out, but not making it in a bad situation in North Carolina is certainly a concern.
Your son Jack and I have talked about this guy, Rasheer Fleming, the power forward from St. Joe's. 3 years there, 6'8", 7'5" wingspan, 39% from 3 last season. Solid defender. Another guy who looks like he might end up going in the 20s.
He reminds me of he came out of Indiana, played for Golden State for a couple years. Excellent post player, tough, just a little undersized, but tough guy.
I can't think of who you're talking about.
He's 3 names, got a hyphen. It'll come to me in a second.
Okay. Are you talking about no. You're not talking about Trace, are you?
Yeah, Trace.
For the kid from Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Reminds me, that St. Joe's kid reminds me a lot of that.
Okay.
Polished offensive, got a game, just a little undersized.
Yeah, I could see that. Ryan Kalkbrenner, my guy.
He's your dude, your wall.
It says, how's it possible for a 7'1" center to fly under the radar?
He seems bigger than 7'1".
I know, he does. He does. It says, My hunch is that it's his age. He's 23 and has spent 5 seasons in college. It's a deep class for bigs that's keeping his profile somewhat low. But to be clear, it shouldn't be. This is a 4-time Big East Defensive Player of the Year winner at Creighton.
Enough said, right
who
there.
improved each year as a scorer and became a real shooting threat late in his college tenure. Checks the boxes of a stretch big who can hold his own defensively, even if it's only in drop coverage.
Only.
I firmly believe Kalkbrenner could be a potential starter or at worst key rotation big in the NBA, which would return huge value for where he's expected to be selected. I'd be fine taking him as early as number 20, but he could wind up being taken as late as the 30s. So
I think they've got him pegged. And I'll tell you what, there is a place for guys that do what he does on every team in the league.
I fully believe
that. And I wouldn't have thought that 4 years ago. I wouldn't have thought that big, plotting, slow, rebounding, offensively challenged, but very effective in an offense kind of player. There wasn't a place for that anymore. Everybody was standing around the three-point line and charging the rim. But no, there's a place for these guys.
Elijah Martin, the 2-guard from Florida, the second leading scorer, 4th leading three-point shooter on the Florida team that won the national title.
He's a brisket. He's a long way away, but
seems
there's a
that
lot
way.
there. He's a long way. He can go get a buck, but he came out too early. He'd have been a lottery pick next year.
He says, someone I'd love to sneak onto my roster somewhere in the second round, and his prove-it mindset makes me think he sticks in the NBA. So
he's got everything. And he was the best offensive weapon other than their guard, but he's a long way away, man. You have to wait on it.
The latest mock draft for CBS, Cooper Flagg 1, Dylan Harper 2, Trey Johnson 3 in the latest mock draft to the Sixers.
So we've over the last 3 days we've gone Ace Bailey
to VJ Edgecombe,
and now we're
Trey Johnson.
So what the hell are they going to do, man? I think that this is on purpose.
I don't know.
They know who they're going to get.
4 is VJ Edgecombe to Charlotte.
Who's praying that Trey Johnson goes at 3?
Yeah, 5 Con Kneifel to the Jazz. 6 Ace Bailey to Washington,
which is what he wants.
Okay, so we talked about this off the air. Explain what you're hearing about.
The rumor going around is this is intentional, and most guys look at these terrible teams as a sentence. You get there, either you're going to turn them around or you're going to survive for 3 years and get the hell out. He's looking at it, his agent is looking at it like there is money to be made on these bad teams. So go to the worst team possible like Washington and be the best guy possible at the scoring forward position where he will be. And money is imminent and playing time is imminent. And it's quicker to get to the big money because you'll get more playing time on a bad team to where you might make an all-rookie team and an all-defensive team to get you that supermax that much faster. It's not about the team.
He wants
to
have
the roster.
Opportunity to get on the floor.
Not about winning. It's about how quickly can I get paid. And that's such a big red flag. I don't want nothing to do with you, brother.
This guy, you know what?
You're a real crumb bum.
You're a real crumb bum. Dude, what a loser.
I want nothing to do with you, man.
What a loser. Oh, I hate Ace Bailey now. That's terrible. Jeremiah Fears 7 to New Orleans. Haman Malawach 8 to the Nets.
Now, I read from a fairly reliable Spurs type that they've worked him out twice now.
Spurs or
Maluch.
It says here, the interest in Malawach has continued to rise as we get closer to draft night. Spurs are reportedly interested in trading up to pair him with Wemby.
Listen to this. There might be this of all the possible scenarios out there. This is probably the most likely.
It says Malawach 7'2" with a 7'6" wingspan, mobile and athletic for his size, lob threat, rim runner, developing shot blocker.
Mm-hmm.
That archetype has consistently hit in recent years, and Malawach has game-changing size even by NBA standards.
Danny Gafford just signed, a $70 million deal with the Mavericks, and I think Maluch is a better Gafford.
Kasparis Yakashonis, number 9 to Toronto. Colin Murray-Boyles, 10 to the Suns.
His name's really floating around.
That's what you gave up Kevin Durant for? Colin Murray-Boyles?
Well, I mean, he's a bucket.
All right. I guess the Rockets will have to make the pick, and then it'll go to 11. Carter Bryant,
another fast riser.
I still don't understand it. I get he profiles as a 3-and-D, but why were you a 6 point per game? Why were you the sixth man on your college team?
There's a lot of projecting going on that I don't want to be a part of. But I guess at this point, this is where you are.
Noah Singway to the Bulls, Frenchie at number 12. Joan Behringer, 13 to the Hawks, another Frenchie. Cedric Coward, 14 to the San Antonio Spurs. Although there are increasing signs the Spurs would like to go big here. But if they can't move up to get Malawach and Behringer is off the board,
he's a shooter.
They might opt to add a wing who can shoot and defend, and that would be where he falls in. Derek Queen, 15 to the Thunder. I can't imagine. Well, I guess maybe you get a big man if you think Hartenstein's going away.
Yeah, I think Queen is he's very intelligent. He's not athletic, but he's a smart kid.
I want to see if Derek Queen can figure out how to play defense.
Well, he's not athletic. That's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
I mean he can.
He's like a skilled big boy, but I want to see if the guy can play, if he can do big boy things.
And he's an unscratched. He might be able to, but what I've seen from last year is smart guy, good offense, but defensively challenged.
Because you have the skilled big. I want the meaty big. Like, if you're going to lose Hartenstein, go find someone to replace him.
Well, he ain't that. Maybe eventually he's not a tough guy. He'll spend a lot of time on that Oklahoma City G League.
Undersized, too. He's like 6'8", 6'9". 16, this is a guy who I don't know where this guy's going to go. Liam McNeely to Memphis is where it's got to here. I mean,
I've as high as like 6.
I know, and I've seen him second round. Igor Demin, number 17 to the Timberwolves. 18, Asa Newell. That's a guy who was like top 5 early in this process. So that's surprising. I think the problem is they don't really know what his position is.
Yeah, and he's raw.
But he's mocked to the Wizards here. Nolan Traore, another Frenchie, 19 to the Nets. Walter Clayton Jr., number 20. Talk about a guy who...
Thank Jalen Brunson for this.
Yeah.
You go thank the other short guy who got buckets. Yeah, it's a testament to how good Clayton is, but it also shows that there's a place in the league for the little dude that can go get a bucket.
They're saying that he's going to have to add some bulk to be able to defend in the NBA, but obviously the shooting is the shooting. Nick Clifford, 21 to the Jazz. Will Riley, Illinois, number 22 to
That's
the
two
Hawks.
Illinois dudes in the first round.
Yep. Danny Wolf, your guy. He's an Ivy Leaguer. Come on, what are you talking about?
He's a smart guy, but you talk about turnovers. He'd drive you crazy.
He's a skilled.
He's not as skilled as he thinks he is what drives me crazy.
He's walking turnover. But you know what? I see what they like with him.
Yeah, I do.
But if New Orleans, now you put him with Yves Missi, who's like, you talk about a big man who does big man things.
That would be an interesting idea.
And then Zion, too.
That's about 25 feet of, more than that, almost 30 feet of front line. No, that'd be pretty impressive.
Yep. Thomas Sorber to the Thunder at 24, the Georgetown center, which I can't imagine they would take 2 bigs. That's not going to happen for OKC. I don't believe that at all. 25, this guy's looks like maybe he's falling a little. Jace Richardson to the Magic.
Another guy who can shoot.
He's a one-way player. Yeah. That's the problem. I don't think he's going to be able to play defense in the league. But he is I get the like of him.
He's got a skill. I mean, there's a place for him someplace.
Another guy I don't know anything about, Noah Penda, a Frenchie. 5 French dudes in the first round, 26. Maxime Reynaud, who went to Stanford, but I think also a Frenchie.
He is.
27 to the Nets. And Kalkbrenner, 28 to the Celtics.
I bet he goes before Reynaud.
I would think so, too. A little bit better size, a little bit.
I know who he is.
Yeah. I would trust him more.
Mm-hmm.
But again, but Reynaud's he's a senior, too. Like, these are older dudes. 29, Drake Powell to the Phoenix Suns, and Hugo Gonzalez. Number 30 to the Clippers. So there you go. That is your latest mock draft. We'll have one more look at it tomorrow, I guess, when
the Spurs,
people start to get their information.
And that 14 pick, I do not think that will be theirs.
I'm starting to think that, I didn't picture the Spurs being a team who might trade up, because I feel like maybe the Spurs were thinking we've got enough young guys.
But
if they're in the market for a big, I'm very for that.
Oh man, and Maluch looks like the quintessential perfect piece to this.
Or if they trade down for a Renault or a Kalkbrenner and you still end up with a big – I'm good with both of those things. But I'm with you. I don't think they pick at 14. Claymore, he loves Walter Clayton. He says some team will trade up for Walter Clayton, and he'll end up on a damn good team. He might.
Only problem, and just don't get lost in his size. He's always going to be. He is a spot player because he will be a defensive liability if you know you're going against him.
I got a feeling he ends up on it, and I guess maybe they don't have a first-round pick, but he seems like a Golden State Warrior.
He seems like he could fit on a lot of teams because he brings instant offense and he's smart and tough.
Yeah.
He's what was the kid that came out of Houston 2 years ago that had everything, but it's just a little small and not as much offense as should have? Got hurt in the.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know why.
He's him with a jump shot. I mean, just tough as nails. You know he's not going to make a mistake. He'll go and get it, but he's limited physically.
Yeah,
and it's not because he's not a great athlete. It's just he's not 6 feet tall.
Yeah, I see there's certainly some skill there.
Well, I like Mark Sears out of Alabama, too. I think it's the same thing. Just a lot of offense. Just the size is going to limit his minutes, but he can certainly help a lot of basketball teams.
Yeah, I'll go with I didn't think that Walter Clayton was going to be a first-round pick, and the fact that he's done well enough in his pre-draft stuff to make it happen. Good for him, man.
The way Nembhard played proved that you can do a little bit of both and still be an effective point guard. Yeah, I think there's some room.
Yeah, Jamal Shed.
Yeah, that's it, Shed.
Jamal Shed, that's the name. All right, let's take a break. Oh, you know what? Before we take a break, bricks in the wall.
Yeah,
I like to pay off my teases. Bricks in the wall, the sight and sound of Pink Floyd live, June 28th at the Aztec Theater. Let's go with caller number 3. You're going to go see that show over at the Aztec Theater. Bricks in the wall. The sight and sound of Pink Floyd live June 28th. And, of course, if you are not lucky enough to win those tickets, let me make sure, you can buy them at livenation.com. All right, Rob, you tell the people about Arosty. We'll be back. We'll see what's going on in the world outside of sports. It's a Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
How you feeling this morning? Did you wake up with something on your body that's keeping you out of life? Do you have something that just hurts and won't let you go? If you're dealing with that in this day and age, stop. And even worse, if you're dealing that with over-the-counter medications, it's not doing you any good. You need to fix the problem. That's why Arosty has been so successful, because they do just that. They get people out of pain quickly, and it's in ways you might not have ever considered. Non-invasive treatments that work on a regular basis. So if you're dealing with a sprained ankle or any kind of soft tissue injury, call Arosty. If you've got those tension headaches and that wrap around the back of your head and hit you right in the middle of the forehead, call Arosty. Frozen shoulders, lower back issues, Arosty can and will fix you, and fix you fast. So what do you need to do? Not a whole lot, it turns out, because you never need a referral to go see an Arosty provider. Here's the number. It's 1-800-404-6050. Now, their website is a great tool. That is Arosty.com, spelled AIRROSTI.com. There's a map of all the local providers. It'll show you where there are, and I'll bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are right now. Listen close. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. It's 2025. Call Arosty. They're going to get you taken care of, and when they do, come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your midday commute, 410 eastbound at Blanco Road, that stalls in the left lane. 410 eastbound San Pedro, accident, right lane blocked. On I-10 westbound, Santa Clara on over to Trainer Hills. Still have the roadway reduced to one lane from an earlier accident involving an 18-wheeler. Rollover wreck still there. All that's open is the left lane. 151 westbound Callahan, some debris reported scattered all across the roadway. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
Gomez Law Firm has been fighting for the rights of San Antonians for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. What is something you see often as a personal injury attorney and protecting your clients?
The one thing we always see without fault in a case is that the insurance company will always reach out to them soon after the collision, and they try to get them to agree to a low settlement. They try to get them to agree to signing a piece of paper. They want them essentially to sign their rights away without ever even consulting with an attorney. Right? In the grand scheme of things, if you sign a piece of paper, you're signing your future interest away. So that's why it's so important to call the Gomez Law Firm, because we make sure we protect your rights, and you're not signing your life away, you're not signing your rights away.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then call the Gomez Law Firm first. 210-736-4040 or visit joegomezlaw.com. Protect your family and protect your rights.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, long nights monitoring cyber activity, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training. We call that credit where credit is due. Whether you're active duty and looking at what's next, or a veteran looking for something new, our degrees and certificate programs teach the application of emerging technologies and enduring life skills. So get started on a degree or certificate with personalized local support services and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. UMGC keeps your educational goals attainable with no-cost digital materials replacing textbooks in most courses, reduced tuition rates for eligible service members and their families, and scholarships for those who qualify. Get started here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
All right, now we're in Rob's car, 1983.
This would be closer to like 88, 89, new order.
Let's see. Trying to remember when I bought it.
It's the later 80s.
It was a Sound Warehouse record.
See, New Order was formed out of Joy Division.
Yeah. 87.
Oh, yeah.
87.
87, yeah.
Or are you driving an IROC?
That's in 1987. God, I would have been cool if I was. I'm not nearly cool enough to have had an IROC.
I had a Ford Escort.
There you go. I think I was driving in 87, I was driving a Toyota Celica. Had louvers.
All right.
Don't mock my louvers.
Oh, man. Hey, there is a new Fear Factor rebooting.
Is Rogan going to be a part of this?
No.
Damn it.
No.
Are there spiders involved?
Guess who's going to be the Joe Rogan of Fear Factor?
Who's trying to rehab their career?
Oh, yeah. Who's in the slump?
Johnny Knoxville.
That makes
Jackass fame.
Yeah.
It does make fame.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't make sense.
Well, okay. I'm in.
He's been selected to host the upcoming Fear Factor reboot, Fear Factor: The Next Chapter. So now people will milk goats with their mouths. The show is, it is a guy
That's
who's
a
like,
peculiar talent.
Nope.
You come to us with experience, I see.
I wouldn't ask you. He's like, he can literally say, I wouldn't ask you to do anything I wouldn't do myself.
Truth.
This guy will do it all. But basically, the thought was that they were going to try to get Joe Rogan again, but they were looking for now Joe Rogan, there's
some baggage, yeah.
I mean, Joe Rogan's a bigger star now than ever, but
by far
there is Holocaust denial and vaccine skepticism and things that aren't really.
And the fact is, he doesn't need this.
He does not. No. So they will. They'll redo it. I'm kind of excited for this.
So what was the name of that crew that ran around? What were they called? Like
Jackasses.
Jackasses. Who was the dude? The little dude with the short hair.
Wee Man?
No, not him. He's also just about as famous.
You're talking about Steve-O.
Steve-O. So
yeah.
I was driving.
Okay.
I was driving a riverboat back is probably 2014. Driving a riverboat. Steve-O came and for some kind of bit jumped off of a bridge at the River Center Mall into the river. It was about a 40-foot.
Oh yeah.
I watched it happen.
Isn't the river only like 5 feet deep?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's where he was. Where he landed probably about 8 feet.
Damn.
But he went off the Commerce Street Bridge.
Jeez.
I watched it happen.
Dude, yesterday I saw a video on Twitter yesterday at the Galleria Mall in Houston. Somebody was trying to get away from the police and jumped from the second story into the ice rink. Oh. Broke both his legs.
Good for him.
So he's just laying there wallowing.
he's the chalk outline on.
It looks like Wile E. Coyote just fell down and.
You don't need to no call off the chase.
We'll take the escalator down.
Yeah.
We'll meet you there.
He's not going anywhere.
I don't think he's gonna make another escape, idiot, this time. Now this is a we're throwing around the word legendary here, but this story says a legendary country music singer Sammy Kershaw. Is legendary? What's the biggest hit
I would
from
say
Sammy Kershaw?
Singer of note.
Maybe not capital L, but lowercase
I
L.
don't think Kershaw ever closed a show, but he was in the middle of a lot of tours.
Yeah. He was involved.
Yeah, he was there.
Sammy Kershaw's biggest hit, She Don't Know She's Beautiful.
Sure.
Also, Cadillac Style, Queen of My Double Wide Trailer. Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got blood flaps.
Oh, yes. Okay. Anyway, we can debate how legendary old Sam
Well, we all knew
Kershaw
who he
is.
was, right?
I mean, if you had told me without Googling to name a Sammy Kershaw song, I couldn't have done it.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it.
But I knew who he was.
It's hard for me to say legendary.
No, I wouldn't use the term.
Legendary.
To Mrs. Kershaw, he is.
Well,
to Mama Kershaw. Old man Kershaw?
He
Sammy's
was going through the airport in Lafayette, Louisiana, which, by the way, not much of an airport there in Lafayette, but there is
More
one.
of a strip than a port.
And his bag was flagged, and oddly enough, when they went through it, they found a loaded handgun.
Well, in Louisiana, is that illegal?
There we go.
Is that a problem in Louisiana?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Now, he says, it was early, I was half awake, clearly not thinking straight. I've sang songs about heartbreak and hard times, but not about forgetting to check my carry-on for a loaded firearm. That's a new one.
A loaded
I'm
firearm.
not sure. I get like he had to pay a $5,000 fine.
Yeah.
But
$5,000 for forgetting to unpack your bag, man. And that could easily, I mean, how close? Have you ever been close to taking one?
Oh, yeah.
I have too. You're like, because it's bags you don't often carry. And then you start throwing stuff in, you don't realize the weight. And you look in and like, oh, man, 38's in there.
But if this were legendary rapper blank.
Well, he'd be on his own jet and it wouldn't matter.
I don't know.
Sammy's flying
flying,
commercial.
Commercial?
Getting on that Southwest puddle jumper.
Speaking
that
of
American Eagle flight from Shreveport.
Speaking of rappers, Drake he may be going even further in his ventures to kill hip hop permanently. The lawsuit that he has against Kendrick Lamar's "Not Like Us" could mean the end of a huge piece of hip hop culture, the diss track.
Oh, no.
We may not have any more.
It'll never go away.
I don't know. I mean, if you're going to get sued for saying things about people.
Well, the ultimate defense is truth. I told the truth. You're a pedophile. You like little girls.
Well.
Prove to me you don't. You want to sue me? I'm going to cross-examine you.
Okay.
You want to come sue me? I'm gonna ask you about your dalliances and your Tabasco. I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, the thought is that now record labels will be, because of this, they're going to be, and by the way, I think they were on the same record label, Kendrick Lamar and Drake, when this whole thing started, which now one of them's getting sued. One of the record labels getting sued by Drake. But apparently now we're looking at record labels not wanting to let these things be released.
Defamation is so hard to prove, especially when you're a public figure. It's no matter now, you're getting drained by legal funds, but actually losing and being drained by legal funds are two different things. Sometimes you lose even if you win because it cost you so much to win.
Yeah. Kevin Spacey.
Oh, we canceled him.
Nope. He's back to getting awards.
I hope you're not a gay waiter.
He picked up a Maximo Excellent Award at the inaugural Italian Global Series Festival last night as his comeback attempts continued. During an acceptance speech, he praised the Italian actor-director Franco Nero, who, while appearing to take a thinly veiled pop shot at Hollywood, which has almost completely shunned him since his legal issues, for basically saying he stepped up to cast me a few years ago when very few had the guts, and I thank him for that.
You know, he is such a fine actor, but I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, man. I wish you were still around. I miss you because you were a hell of an actor. There wasn't a movie you made when I didn't know what you were that I wasn't eager to see. But no, I'm sorry. You cashed in your chips.
Now, he was acquitted of the sexual assault of 4 men in the UK 2 years ago, was found not liable in a civil case that actor Anthony Rapp brought in the U.S. He's now facing
5.
5 clearances, though.
Well, I'm just saying 5 accusations.
Now, no, these aren't the same kind of like, take this envelope and clear. Like, these actually went to court, and he was cleared.
Mm-hmm.
But there is another one with this guy in the UK who also contributed to a documentary about Spacey, and he has denied these claims, calling them anonymized and non-specific, while criticizing the documentary for not giving him and his people enough time to respond. But yeah, I don't know. He wrapped his speech by referencing John Doe, the serial killer that he played in Seven. And he said, as I say to Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman when asked where are we headed, I simply respond with, you'll see. So
what's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box? What a great movie.
I'm telling you, he's a great actor, but, got to cash in. I like Bill Cosby, too, but sometimes the chips are cashed in. You just got to carry on, brother.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You can do community theater. I'm down. Continue to act, but just not in front of me.
It's not for you anymore. It's over. I don't know. I'll wait on what happens with him. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with innocent until proven guilty. They've tried to prove him guilty. He hasn't been
convicted. Never convicted.
But also, yeah, probably
accused often. Guilty, yes, but convicted, no.
Most U.S. Executives think that traditional movie-going has less than 20 years left as a viable business model. So when you're talking about going to the movie theater, that experience.
We were just talking about that.
We were talking about the frequency of the movie. I think the movie theaters are headed towards sphere-like atmosphere where it is only going to be a 1 or a 2 time a year thing, and there's just not going to be a lot of opportunity. But we're never going to get away from the communal experience of theater. It's not.
Yeah, you don't think so?
Away. No, it won't be as prevalent. Like these movie theaters are going to continue to morph into giant, immersive.
They have built palaces.
You're going to have to get stuff that you can't get at home. So they're competing with VR headsets and media rooms, but they'll always be a step ahead, and there'll always be a reason to at least once or twice a year to go gather communally and enjoy some kind of dramatic experience. But it'll have to be with the flair and flavor of the sphere. You're going to have to give me something that's worth leaving the house for.
You've been in my theater room.
Yeah, man. Why would you ever want to leave unless there's something else, unless you're giving me vibrating seats and great food and atmosphere before and after and just you're going to have to give me more than just a bucket of
You ain't
popcorn and a
lying.
ticket. It's just not enough.
And these things like that Palladium, it's a magnificent building. What's the one over on 281 at 1604? What's that little area called?
I know
North Winds, maybe
I know
something
exactly
like that.
what you're
There's
talking
like
about.
Okay, yeah.
there's a huge theater, and I mean it's awesome, right by that ice rink. What's going to happen to those places? Like
they're becoming churches and
they're going to be like
trampoline
malls, I
parks.
guess.
Well, the one of the Regal theaters that closed down on I-10 in Huebner turned into a trampoline park.
Okay.
Churches. I mean, but
the Galaxy is still going.
But there still will always be a place. I mean, Broadway's still here, but yeah, it's going to be a $50 ticket instead of a $15 ticket. And you're going to do it twice a year instead of 12 times.
It's going to be like going to a ball game.
Yeah, that's what it's going to. But that's what it's going to take. That kind of entertainment value is going to have to be packed into it, and just a big screen isn't enough anymore.
Yeah,
What was the last movie you saw in a theater?
It wasn't that long ago,
right?
Was
it Nosferatu?
No, The Accountant 2.
Oh, okay. I just saw that on
and
Amazon
I saw
Prime.
Sinners was the last one I saw, which was an
Mine was
extraordinary movie.
Mine was Rogue One.
Oh, dude, that's a long time ago.
Yeah,
huh?
it was the last time I went to a movie.
Well, see, what would it take to get you to a theater? What would have to change?
Probably something I'm really, really interested in, and like you said, maybe better food or.
It can't just be the movie.
Yeah, it's got to be something else.
Yeah,
that would get me to go.
I like to have a beer while I'm watching the movie.
There's all that. Now they have those like relaxation booths where you can lay down. They're doing everything they can, but
but Pee Wee Herman got arrested for that.
See, that's what the fear is. But
you don't want to get caught.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do, man.
Well, I like the Galaxy because you can order food and they'll bring it to you, and I don't mind that.
It was a
like
game
that.
changer when you could finally order a beer in a movie theater.
Oh, yeah. No more hearing the cans.
Thought dancing would have broken out.
Somebody tripping over the empty beer cans they snuck in.
Well, yeah, we all remember the
That's
theaters
Century
back
South.
in the day when you just hear the bottle roll all the way, clink,
Yeah,
clink,
and then
clink,
it just rolled
clink,
all
clink,
the
clink,
way
clink,
down.
clink, clink.
Yeah. Hey, how old is Clay?
He is 24.
Okay, well, he falls in the danger zone then.
Oh,
as
definitely.
More and more people are now talking about a military draft.
It's
how old's your son?
25 and 26.
Dang, I don't know what the cutoff is. What do they say? I think it might be 25.
The late great
18
Molly
to
Ivins.
25. Is that it?
Molly Ivins, which was she's one of the great pontificators of Texas culture for a long time. Had a quote: "The worst time to have a son is 18 years before war."
Yeah. Yep. And as I have one who's about to be 18.
As one, you and I both put on all three of us put on the uniform. We did it because we chose to.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being forced to, but it's happened before.
All men between 18 and 25 are required to register with the Selective Service System.
Mm-hmm.
And should a draft be reinstated, the first to receive induction orders would be those who turn 20 years old during the year of the lottery. Then it would be 21-year-olds through 25. Then 19 and 18 would occur if additional soldiers were required. So 20 is the sweet spot, then 21 to 25, and then 19.
So if you're 26,
so 18
you're
would be
out.
the last take.
18 is like the last resort. Yeah,
Okay.
but if you're 26, you're not eligible. Yeah, you're not considered. You've
Okay, so that's one son, and my other one I got to worry about.
So
My daughter, too.
the only exemption from selective service would be if a man is placed in a hospital, nursing home, long-term care facility, or mental institution on or before his 18th birthday, had no breaks of institutionalization of 30 days or longer, and remained institutionalized until his 26th birthday,
Jeez.
or is confined to his home, whether his own or someone else's, including group homes, on or before his 18th birthday, and cannot leave the home without medical assistance.
So bone spurs won't get you out.
And remain homebound until his 26th birthday. So a draftee could request to be reclassified, including as a conscientious objector after he is drafted, but before the day he is due to report. And high school and college students can ask for service to be postponed, while draftees can request hardship deferments. Ministers, certain elected officials, and some dual nationals would be exempt from the draft. So
Cue Fortunate Son.
yeah.
Cue the song right there.
Yep. So it's kind of a scary thing. It's kind of a scary thing to think about. I mean, like all of us volunteered,
and
but the idea that the government can go, last time it's been done was 1972. So, knock on
the draft.
wood.
Well, that was when it ended.
Yeah, that's the last time they
the last year of the draft, but it started back in '66.
Yeah, so it started back in World War II, didn't
well,
it?
no, but the draft had been exhausted, and then they reinstituted it for Vietnam.
Oh,
It
okay.
stopped,
Yeah.
and I think it was for
my dad didn't go to Vietnam. He was diabetic, so they said nope, can't go.
Well, maybe if you
get my son's diabetic.
Yeah, tell your 25-year-old, hey man, you might want to get diabetic real fast.
Here's a bag of oranges. Start eating.
Bone spurs. You got bone spurs.
Yeah. Here, take this and eat it before you go.
All right. Let's hit our last break of the day. When we come back, we will do what we always do to wrap up the show. Take a look at the daily lines.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
My wife's maiden name is Ween. So all three of her sisters, they were all Wiener growing up. That was always their nickname.
Everybody call her Wiener.
Everybody. Think about what her dad, Bob Ween, went through.
That's hilarious.
Just glad his name wasn't Richard.
Yeah.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Hey guys, are you or your spouse looking to lose weight in time for summer? Head over to any Synergenics or Low T Center for prescription weight loss treatment options. If you qualify for treatment, you can get a free B12 shot when you start. Offer limited. Book now at fixmylowt.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Evan Cohen here. Typically, you don't associate speed with quality. For example, you don't go through a fast food drive-through and expect a gourmet meal to go. Well, here's an exception. If you're hiring, you can find candidates fast who are also extremely qualified for your job. Just use ZipRecruiter. With ZipRecruiter's advanced resume database, you can proactively find qualified candidates in minutes. No wonder why ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Peter says, Why would we need a draft again? That will cause protests. You know what?
That's true.
Correct.
You are a deep thinker.
Peter, you are
Yeah,
right on the button on
man.
that. It will cause protests.
A lot of them.
But that's happened before, I think.
Oh, once or twice. We've had.
Rob burned his draft card.
I did, along with my bra.
It ain't me. It ain't me.
I'm Roberta.
I ain't no military son, no. All right, let's wrap it up the way we always do, baby, by taking a look at the daily line.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I think Patrick Corbin Day is back in full effect, baby.
I can attest. He won me some money yesterday. Thank you very much.
Woohoo! Let's go, Patrick Corbin Day. I think we might be back in action. Rangers lose yesterday on Patrick Corbin Day. They'll look to break that streak today as Jacob Latz, a made-up person, L-A-T-Z, Latz.
See how Jacob's doing. Want to know?
He is I think a made-up person, but he's going up against Charlie Effin Morton and the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore minus 140 here. Luis Severino goes for the A's on Tarek Skubal Day. Scoobly doobly.
We like Tarek
minus 325. 325.
Prohibitive favorite.
That is prohibitive indeed. Eric Lauer and the Blue Jays are taking on Logan Allen and the Guardians in Cleveland. Blue Jays minus 125 road favorites. Carlos Rodon goes for the New York Yankees. They're minus 165 in Cincinnati, taking on Chase Burns and the Reds. Boy, the Yankees still don't look quite right, do they?
Well, no.
Then the Braves are in New York. Spencer Strider goes for Atlanta. Frankie Montas for the Mets. Braves minus 150 favorites on the road. Andrew Haney and the Pirates are in Milwaukee taking on the Brew Crew. Freddie Peralta going for the Brewers. Brewers minus 220. Good golly, the Brewers minus 220. All right. Ryan Nelson and the Diamondbacks minus 125. They are at Chicago taking on Jordan Leisure and the White Sox. I like that name, Jordan Leisure.
He's relaxed, dude.
It's chill, man.
Yeah.
I'm just here to have fun. I'm here to have a good time, man. When the pitching coach's like, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" Man, I'm just here to have a good time.
I'm in my game. I'm in my head.
Luis Castillo goes for the Mariners. They are in Minnesota taking on the Twins. Chris Paddock going for the Twins. That game is a pick'em. Taj Bradley and the Rays are in Cincinnati taking on our guy, Chris Boobich. 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 The Royals minus 135. Jamison Tyone and the Cubbies, they are at St. Louis. Michael McGreevy going for the Redbirds. Cubs minus 120 on the road. Ranger Suarez and the Phillies are in Houston to take on Framber Valdez and the Astros. Stros minus 160. It's a big favorite against a pretty good Phillies team. Dodgers are in Colorado. Rocky Mountain.
Look out for them Rockies.
That's right. Herman Marquez pitching for the Rockies. You think they're going to just lay down and take it?
Not at all. Not at least until the fifth inning, anyway.
Well, yeah, they'll lay down and take it. The Dodgers minus 280 on the road. Garrett Crochet and the Red Sox minus 170 in Anaheim, taking on the L.A. Angels. Tyler Anderson going for the Angels.
You like his strikeouts. What do you think, 8?
Crochet?
8? Yeah, what do you think about it? More or less than 8?
8 seems like a good number. I might go. The Angels strike out a lot. I might go higher than 8.
I think so.
Might do that. Nationals off a rare win yesterday. Trevor Williams in the Nationals. They're in San Diego. Ryan Bergert, made up person. Bergert. What a bad name. Why just give it, go Burger? Bergert? That's weird. Padres, though, they are minus
Maybe
1.
Berger. Maybe you went
Berger.
Berger.
Bergere.
It's not helping.
I don't. Yeah, it's not getting better. Cal Quantrill and the Miami Marlins.
Best cowboy name in baseball.
Cal Quantrill.
Cal Quantrill.
They go to San Francisco to take on Justin Verlander and the San Francisco Giants. Giants minus 185 in this one. Lady basketball tonight. Lynx at the Mystics. Lynx minus 9.5 on the road.
What?
Ooh, the Mystics must really stink. The Atlanta Dream. I have a dream that Atlanta will cover 9 in Dallas against the Wings.
I think they can do it.
The Dallas Wings are horrific. LA Sparks -5 at the Sky. And the Indiana Fever. I got a fever. +3 at the Seattle Storm. Fever have stunk lately. Caitlin stunk lately. I might back the Storm in this one. There's a storm a brewing. Tomorrow we get Liberty Bibbity at the Valkyries. So we've got that to look forward to. We're all excited about that one.
Any thoughts on CONCACAF Gold Cup tonight?
Yes, I
Honduran
do.
Curacao match. Lighting your fire?
No, that's not the one that I was really into.
Guadalupe and Guatemala?
No.
The Guadas going at each other?
No, I was thinking of Panama and Jamaica.
Oh, man, that's like Super Bowl material.
Give me the draw on that one. Give me the draw on Panama, Jamaica. That sounds like where I'd be headed. Please do not take betting advice from me on soccer, as I do not know anything about. I don't even know the rules of soccer, quite frankly. The current price, though, UFC 317 are we up to? They keep on rolling. But either way, the main event for Saturday night, Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira. Topuria, a massive favorite. Charles Oliveira, my former teammate and training partner.
Is he Brazilian?
He is Brazilian, and he is more finishes than anyone in the history of the UFC. He is not expected to win in this one. Topuria -455.
Is this the situation? If he gets his hands on him, it might be over.
If
he
can drag him to the ground, he's got as good a chance as anyone. But Ilia Topuria is unbeaten. He's moving up from 145 to 155 pounds. So this is his first time at this weight. Charles Oliveira, former 155-pound champion. So I think it's going to be a better fight than -455. So I will probably be dabbling a little bit on Charles at +350. Kai Kara France and Alexandre Pantoja in the co-main event. Pantoja a -260 favorite. All right, friends.
You know, it's a big day. The Phil Steele college football previews are hitting mailboxes today.
Oh, really?
It's kind of one of those ceremonial days where time to dive into college football with all things Phil Steele, which is the Bible.
Yes. Didn't Phil Steele die?
No.
I thought he died.
No, he's still doing senior.
Oh, it's
stuff.
Dave Campbell that
Dave
died.
Passed, yeah.
Yeah, Dave Campbell, Texas football guy, died. You got that? You got an extra Texas Monthly? You said
with the barbecue stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I have the paper passport and the whole magazine.
Can you hook me up with that mag?
I think I can do that for a small fee.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I understand you have a trading card that you might be willing to I'm just making it's kind of like you're chasing Kevin Durant. You know, you got to throw out an offer to see if you're amenable.
Give him the Mark Jackson card.
I'll give you that. Yeah,
one with the brothers in the
I'll
back.
give you a Mark Eaton. How about that?
There you go.
86 Mark Eaton.
I have a Walter Berry Spurs rookie card that says we're going to make a deal.
Okay.
That's already. I got an Al Frederick the Great second-year Spurs card that's telling me that I'm going to need to go buy some more cards.
You know what the second most valuable card in that checklist is? If it's a PSA 10,
Tony Kukoc. No, he wasn't even there yet. I'm going to say. One of the Grants.
Other than Michael Jordan, right?
After Michael Jordan.
Dennis Rodman?
No, you'll be surprised. A PSA 10.
LeBron James.
Yes, 1986 LeBron James.
Yeah,
when he was 2 years old.
Yeah. I knew it.
Former San Antonio Spur, Johnny Moore.
What?
A PSA 10 is valued at $20,000. 9.4 points, 7.4 assists over his career.
But, I hope Johnny held on to some of his own rookie cards.
Well, here's the reason why. The cards of him in that set are notoriously off-centered and bad. So if you can find a good one, it's very valuable.
Oh, okay.
My Johnny Moore, off-centered.
So you have it?
I have it. Oh, I've got the whole set.
You need to call Johnny. What if he signs it off-centered?
Oh, now that would be something. Like he signs it and his signature just goes off the card. It would have been perfect if it was centered. All right, hey, Blitz coming up at 2 from Natural Bridge Caverns. We'll be back tomorrow.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.